everyone to the season finale of Phoenix by Night. This is a Vampire the Masquerade comedy mini-series that has been wonderful and amazing, and I am so excited and happy that we got to put this together. It's been just a huge blast to be able to work with so many talented performers and put on a good show. So like, it's been really awesome. Before we get any more into the show or anything like that, we're gonna go ahead and go around the room to have everyone introduce themselves. Now they've got to do it with their full chest. They've got to be give that bravado, that gusto. Otherwise, they'll immediately get an extra hunger mark and everything.
Oh, wow.
So starting off with our main actress, who's been the main actress this whole show, holding it down, doing a great job performing, Taryn Hackett.
Hey everybody, Taren Hackett, also known as Valrook on the Instagram, TTRPG streamer, general creative human, writer of things, and a dice maker. And if you want to follow specifically my dice ventures, you can go to UO_dice, which I am sponsoring tonight's episode. Fun fact, we're giving away a full set of dice. They are very beautiful blood themed dice too. I am all over the place right now. This is my last episode doing this, and I'm kind of sad a little bit because this has been really fun. Tomorrow, you will catch me on Casual Campbell's channel doing our steampunk TTRPG Volcania, so titled Forge of Fate, where I play a Scottish accent having cat mutant, and so you should definitely watch that. Mondays, I play a redneck with a gun on Vault, our Fallout TTRPG. She's not emo on the inside. Also starting in August, we are doing over on DM Screenings channel. It's official. We are starting up our D&D campaign. I guess they would be like the prequel, but there's a word for it that prologues. That's the word.
Yeah, prologue, I think, is a good word for it.
Yeah, for our characters. And then starting up in September, we begin that campaign. So also follow my Instagram for updates on that. And then also in August, a spoopy fun thing is starting that I will be leading as the keeper. And I will be dealing out some horrific tales. But yeah, that's what I'm doing right now. I think that's everything.
Perfect. So as Taryn had said, if you can go ahead and enter UO, that's, it can stand for Umbral Oculus. So just UO in chat, you'll be entered to win the full dice set for tonight. Now, before we only gave one die at a time, but now we're going to give the full dice set. Thanks and courtesy to Taryn and her amazing dice and her generosity and everything. So it's super cool. And then going over to now, unfortunately, Brianna Flam could not make it tonight. So we replaced her and recast her with the best person we felt could play her character, who is a young adult witch who's beautiful, stunningly beautiful, and all that kind of stuff. Ronan Fox, could you please let us know who you are and how amazing you are?
Hey, I'm not Brie. I am Ronan Fox. You can find me at Ronan Fox on Instagram and Twitter. I am a tabletop RPG performer and Twitch streamer, and I've just sort of revamped my Twitch to be more focused on tabletop content. So on Mondays, we'll be doing community crafted adventures to be used as inspiration or in your game, whatever you want to do. And then on Wednesdays, we'll be world building for my novel that I'm currently working on, which is a fantasy novel. And I will be in Logan's aforementioned game starting in August. So you can catch that on his channel. And then and then also the spoopy thing that she mentioned before, I will also be in that. So and that'll be on the initiative order. I think that's it. And
yeah.
I am stunning. So there you go, full chest.
It's true. Woof. And then perfect. Going over to the Ride or Die homie, who's been amazing time and time again, Utahime.
Hi guys, I'm Utahime. You can find me at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, which I hope to start streaming again. My schedule's been a little bit nuts because of so many different projects I've been working on, but we'll get back to it because I need to finish Yakuza. And you can also find me at Brianna DaCosta on Twitter. And you can catch me tomorrow also on Casual Campbell's Twitch, bringing back one of my fun characters, Violet Lacroix, a rifle woman. for Volcania. So definitely check that out. And that's 4 p.m. Pacific time. And then Monday, of course, I play Ash, the super mutant barbarian, ready to smash and bash anything in her path. And that's every Monday at 6 p.m. And then you will be able to catch me again in later August. I think it's August 31st is my prologue for our friend DM Screening's new show that's going to be premiering. But you can catch, of course, Valrook, Taryn, and that previous earlier episodes, and Ronan as well. And then Thursdays, I am on a show called Lady Death Squad. There's lots of killing, Quentin Tarantino, girl powerness. So definitely tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. on the In Crowd. You can catch me there. And back on the Initiative Order, you can catch me every other Sunday on Evermore Tales, and that's every 2 p.m. Pacific time every other Sunday. And that one is really fun. I play Yuki, who's a sorceress, high elf sorceress. She's pretty awesome, and I'm having a blast on that show too. Yeah.
Awesome. And then my homie, my real life homie for years and years and years, who I keep bringing her to like different events and different shenanigans, and she's always like down to hang out and participate. Chesh Smiles.
Hi guys, yes, I am Chesh Miles. I'm a local Arizona cosplayer and artist, and I guess you can call me an actress now at this point.
Yeah.
Unlike you guys, I'm not super busy. While I am just with school.
Those
so
TikToks.
Yes, I was just gonna say I mostly spend my time making TikToks nowadays. So you can find me on TikTok at Chesh Miles or on Instagram at Chesh Miles.
Yeah. And then the dreamy King of Fighter games. Duralath, Andrew J. O'Landy.
Every time. What's up, folks? I'm Andrew J. O'Landy. Some of you know me as Andrew J. O'Landy. Some of you know me as the fighting game player Duralath. I've been streaming on Twitch, twitch.tv/Duralath for a little bit now, getting that back in order. Not just doing the fighting games, but also expanding to different content. Hades for one game, and also Solasta, Crown of the Magister, which has been a huge blessing, even though it's been super hard to run on this computer for whatever reason. Not going to go into that. You can also find me on the socials, Instagram and Twitter at Andrew J. Landy, or for fighting game related talk, Twitter at Duralath. I was actually one of the hosts of Anime Expo recently, so shout out to everybody who helped support for that. And of course, always coming in for TTRPG streams wherever I possibly can. So beyond that, just excited to be here. And again, thank you all for tuning in, and hopefully we just have a great finale and have a gas.
Yeah, so it should be super good. So my name is D'Angelo Murillo. I put this together for Phoenix by Night. I put together a lot of events for this, for my channel and a lot of other channels. Some things that are coming up for me is one, the season finale. Thank you all so much for being here. I really, really appreciate it. Tomorrow will be Homies Helping Homies, our next episode with a lot of awesome, talented creators. That's an event where you can tip to influence the game, and all of the cast will get that money split between them to help them with their endeavors and their projects and all that kind of stuff, which is a really, really cool event. You won't want to miss it. It's about a band who's like, low tier ska band that gets invited to play the gig of their lives in a very scary, cursed area, and they're like, that money's so good, we have to go. And then shenanigans unfold to there. So
that's what it's about for 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Exactly. And then it's a sci-fi opera, and then a noir, and then like all that kind of stuff. So, but it's fun to like do all that kind of stuff. So on Wednesday is going to be the Voodoo Warrior Project donation drive that I'll be hosting on my channel. It's kind of like my birthday stream where I'm bringing a lot of Arizona creatives together to be able to like raise money for a good cause. That's all I want for my birthday, is to spread some good vibes and healing in this world and all that. And then on I think on the 31st will be the Latinx in Gaming charity stream, which may be on the front page of Twitch, so be prepared for that. And then that'll raise money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association, so that'll be a really, really cool adventure. And doing whatever we can to help out our community. So now going into Phoenix by Night. So first and foremost, we have to give a huge shout out to Jason Carl from like World of Darkness and Vampire the Masquerade. He's the storyteller for Seattle by Night and LA by Night and all that kind of stuff. He visited the stream during the rerun and donated $150. So huge shout out to him for dropping that donation and helping us out, because we really, really appreciate it. And yeah, so as you can see, there is a tip menu below. If you can't see it, you can always use a command to check out what you want to do during the episode to influence the game. And it's really, really cool. Yeah, so that's really, really awesome. And all the money gets split between the cast at the end of the show. So you'll be helping them with their endeavors after this show. And Phoenix by Night is a comedy Vampire the Masquerade miniseries. And the story leading up to this point is that young, bitter, vulnerable, unsure of herself, Susie McLeod was a simple assistant manager at Claire's when one night she went down the road, fell asleep at the wheel, ended up getting into a horrible car crash, and unbeknownst to her, a very powerful vampire converted her to and embraced her to to walk the path of night. Now originally she was supposed to be just go along with them with whatever they wanted to do. It turned out that her sire is a very powerful member of the anarchy, with third in charge, third rank. And Susie pleaded and pleaded that I need to finish my cosplay for Phoenix Comic Con, the cosplay masquerade. It means the world to me. If I could just do that, I'll do whatever you want to, but I need to prove to myself that I can do this. I can win an award because I got, bamboozled last year and everything got stolen away from me. So Stormbringer, being ever benevolent and generous, was like, all right, I'll give you a couple weeks to do this masquerade, but the moment you finish it, you have to join me in our battle in this vampiric civil war for vampire rights and freedom and all that kind of stuff. So Susie said yes. Unfortunately, she got caught by the local vampire law enforcement. Had to earn her vampiric license by fighting dad necromancers. They did that, and she got her vampiric license. And after that, she decided to go to First Fridays to just chill out and have a good time. But she went to the wrong place, got a tarot card reading, and she ended up going into a nightmare realm and was chased down by a demon. She got freaked out. And then she needed fabric for her cosplay, trying to finish it and just get it all done. But all the fabric was sold out. And thanks to the help of some vampiric inspectors and a bodyguard sent by Stormbringer, who was getting concerned that Susie keeps getting in all these precarious situations, they end up finding a witch of coven, or a coven of witches. And sure enough, to the surprise of everyone, Evie, who is Susie's former best friend and rival, the one that kicked her out of the cosplay group last year, and the whole reason she's going to this cosplay masquerade to prove that she's better than Evie, was actually there as a witch and had admitted to using magical abilities to enhance her cosplay, and that's how she won so many awards and all of that last year. They swore to meet and on the stage of Phoenix Comic Con's cosplay masquerade and get it all finished and settled. So now we hone in and zoom in to Susie at her grandmother's house, at her Nana's house, pulling up her laptop, checking out her favorite Twitch streamer, Nimiru Hime, who's a wonderful cosplayer and who will be a guest at Phoenix Comic Con, as she is herself giving advice to young cosplayers and everything like that. And as Susie is modifying her cosplay, doing whatever little things to enhance it, whether it be weathering the armor or to combing the wig and getting that all ready. And Numiri, what would you like to say on your Twitch channel as it's coming to an end?
Well, basically what you would have seen is that on the screen you see Namuri Hime, who basically has long freshly dyed purple hair, kind of edgy, really flowy locks. She has her face beat to the gods because of course she's on stream, she has to be on point. She has her black nails. She's rocking a Ruini Kenshin shirt. She's totally a weeb, so she had to rock her anime pride. And of course the chat is on and popping. So basically Nomuri is going to talk to the chat. Thank you guys so much again for tuning in. Phoenix Comic Con is one of the cons that I look forward to all the time because you guys are so amazing and so welcoming every time I go. And I'm just so excited. And I really, really am so happy that I got a chance to kind of show you guys what I'm going to be cosplaying. I'm super excited because you guys know I am a huge, huge Ruini Kenshin Samurai X fan, and I'm so excited to be doing a gender bend version. Finally, it's been the dream cosplay. I'm making it happen just because of you guys. You guys made this possible, though. You guys were donating those bits and Ko-fi and doing all those different things, subscribing, which allowed me to really get all of the necessary fabrics and details down. So I'll be ready to rock that. And I'm going to be so excited to be judging the masquerade. So I am so excited. There's a lot of great talent. I am going to be expecting the best because you guys are the best. So, before I forget. So, there was a scheduling conflict. And unfortunately, the masquerade, you guys who are participating, it got moved from the 5 p.m. time slot. It's going to be 1 p.m. 1 p.m. So please, 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 we are so sorry. I know that kind of throws some things off, but unfortunately, it's just, with the organized, we had to try to make do, and that was the only slot that we could move it to. So just so you guys know, but I'm really excited. I know you guys are going to be awesome despite the scheduling change, and I can't wait to see you there. Bye, guys.
And the now ending screen gets transitioned over for her Twitch channel, and lo-fi music plays as Susie stares into that screen. And Susie, that in downtown Phoenix, where Phoenix Comic Con takes place, there's a lot of sunlight. There's not much blockage from it. The convention hall has a lot of window walls and everything that just shines and pours through. Having it at 1 p.m. is going to be quite difficult for you. So how do you think Susie's feeling right now?
Susie is currently cursing in like 3 different languages. There's definitely a moment where she has like the panic attack and is just like scouring her room for like an old McDonald's bag and is like having a panic attack, like and like so she's frantically running around like SOS, looking at like this old tube of sunscreen to see like what SPF it is and like how strong it is, to see if it does anything, like put some on her finger and like goes through the window, like all kinds of just chaotic. Yeah, and immediately it burns, so she's just like throws that, like there's definitely, and like because she is like she's like speeding through,
going faster than normal.
Yeah, like all over her room, definitely knocking things over. And so like she's sitting there and eventually stops sitting on the bed with like a blanket over her head and like gets her phone out and just texts SOS to Stormbringer. That's all she sends.
Now, going over to Stormbringer,
to her address.
Going over to Stormbringer, you are like knee deep in killing some Camarilla like vampire government officials who tried to like murder you and all that kind of stuff. And what weapon do you feel like you'd be using at this point to like
Oh, I think I went with a gun last time. But if we're in close combat, like let's go with a hatchet just for fun. We've never had a character that wields a hatchet.
Perfect. So with your like hatchet, you are hacking and slashing these zombie like assailants vampire assailants who thought they could take you on, but they were no match for your strength. And as you pull out your phone and you check it out and you see that it's a message from Susie, do you feel like you use emojis or GIFs at all to
I feel like Stormbringer would just use an obnoxious amount of emojis for no reason. Just she wants to get her point across.
Perfect. So you see a lot of string of angry faces. Anything that could like, it's like an anger face, and whatever the emoji synonym is for angry faces, that's what's used for this message. Now you know exactly where Susie lives. Do you want to get over to like Susie's house, or do you want to call her or anything? Like, what would you like to do?
Yeah, let's wrap up here and then I'm just gonna go straight there because I don't like SOS.
Perfect. We're gonna say you have a super dope motorcycle that you get on and you drive down as fast as possible. It only takes about 20 minutes before you arrive at her Nana's house. As you it's gonna be about like maybe 8 p.m. right now, 9 p.m. So the sun is like down, no fear of that at all. And you arrive. Now, do you want to sneak in the back to go to her window, or would you just like knock on the front door and try to go through the front?
I'm a sneak in.
Perfect. Okay, so go ahead and roll. I believe it's going to be your dexterity and then stealth.
Okay, so dexterity. Where's stealth at? Oh, right there. Okay, so dexterity 2 and stealth 1, so 3. Do I need to roll a hunger dice? I can't remember.
Yes, you will roll a hunger die for this one. And then 6+ is a success.
I got 1, 7, and I got a 4 on my hunger dice, and I got
Hunger
a
die?
4 on my other dice.
So okay, so you had one success for this. So you kind of tumble and tussle, but it's more than likely the fact that you're worried about Susie. You're like, oh my god, she's my, she's my kindred. Like you just made her. She can't die right now. She was so important to like be able to have another soldier for this sort of thing. And so there's a lot of like bush, rattling and or rustling, and some dogs are sort of barking in the distance and all that kind of stuff. But sure enough, you arrive to her window. Where Susie, do you feel like you'd be crying blood tears right now, or
I was
would
about to
you
say, if she looks over, you will just see the back of Susie like with a blanket, so you will not see her moving, but there is like a giant blood stain across her bed. Like like here's her head, and so like all you see is the back of and then blood stains.
just
So
like
it
a
might
pool
look
of like
yeah, like so it might look like she's dead. But yeah, that's definitely what you see looking through the window.
Is the window unlocked?
Yeah, she's not smart.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, I'll punch through it if I have to, but
Yeah, just like yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna crawl in and realize that she is not technically in danger. She is alone, crying in her bedroom.
Yes.
And I'm gonna look down at her and can I swear on this? What are we rating?
Absolutely, go for it.
Okay, I was just gonna say, what the fuck? What do you mean SOS? Well, this is not an SOS.
It's totally an SOS. I've been finishing my cosplay, and apparently they moved it to like 1:00 in the afternoon, and now I can't do it because I get in the sunlight, and I can't do sunlight things because of what I'm a vampire now. But otherwise, I'd be like dead, so that doesn't work either. But like now, I can't do the thing, and it's awful.
Why is this my problem?
Because you have the answer to everything.
This is why you call me.
You said if I needed you.
Yeah, like if, someone was trying to kill you or you were like dying of hunger or something,
That's happened like 10 times since you left.
Well, why weren't you calling me then? Now this is
an emergency.
Use your emergency services. You know what?
But I really have to do this. Because I can't join you until I do this.
Because I made that deal with you. That is the only reason I'm going to help you right now. Because
You're gonna help?
Yes, because we need to get you done with your human affairs, and then we can move on and forget about all this.
Thank you.
We're gonna figure this out.
So at this moment, because of the raised voices, you hear a slight little knock on the door as your Nana is kind of like, "Baby, is everything all right?"
Yes, everything's fine, Nana. I had a nightmare. I called my friend and I have her on speakerphone, but everything's fine. I love you. Go back to bed.
Go ahead and do manipulation and persuasion, or you can do subterfuge, whatever you like to do.
Manipulate Nana.
I
Wow.
am a good liar. I'm not. Susie is not made for
Shame.
You need one success in order to succeed. And remember, you can pop a willpower to reroll 3 dice if you'd like to.
I don't know that this is. Oh, I don't want Stormbringer to eat my Nana. I'm gonna reroll 2 successes this time.
Perfect.
Instead of a bestial failure.
And then she goes like, "All right, baby, make sure to get a lot of sleep. Good luck at your costume thing tomorrow." And she like just shuffles over to bed. And then so as vampires, you know that the nighttime is like pretty much the best time to operate and to handle these sort of things. So we can imagine that Stormbringer sort of like whips out her phone, goes through it, and then contacts some of her people to be able to like, "Yo, we got to go to Phoenix Comic-Con. How do we get there? And let's, I need some help." And then sure enough, they're like, question mark, question mark, question mark. And then, you just like tell them to do it. And sure enough, they're like, "All right, you got it. You're going to have to go to the sewers in this area. And then we're going to guide you from there," sort of thing. So yeah. So do you want to go on Stormbringer's motorcycle? Do you allow her to go on your motorcycle, or does she take her own transportation? What would you guys
Yeah,
like to
she can
do?
get on the motorcycle. Are we going right now?
It's up to you. You can choose to do other stuff, or you can go right now if you'd like to.
Oh,
I am already like packing my cosplay. Like I kind of throw everything else in like the steamer and put that in, and then like go and get the wig, and I'm like super careful as it's like sitting in, so like I put like the lace cap back over the whole damn
Yeah,
thing,
question.
wrap that up.
I've
Stormbringer's
interviewed
just like,
Yeah, I've interviewed multiple cosplayers. I have tons of friends who are cosplayers. In this situation, how would you transport your cosplay? Would
I
you?
know.
motorcycle?
No, so okay, so there's actually miniature, it's wig carriers, so it's basically like small, think of small pieces of luggage, and they come in different sizes, so depending
Yeah.
on how long the wig is, you can buy one that's taller, but it actually has like a little peg, so you can actually put the wig head on there. It keeps it
Oh,
stable
and then
when
just
you're
like,
like, for example, if you're going on a flight, so then it doesn't
yeah.
move around, especially if it's like a really fancy wig and it has a lot of details. But
Yeah.
even if it's the simplest wig, they come in different sizes, and it protects it from even like shaking and tossing, and also to just from flying all over the place on back of said maybe a motorcycle. So maybe she has
That's
a
awesome.
little wig carrier.
Yeah,
Just
Well,
saying.
there you go.
that's
Yeah, so
amazing.
totally.
The
I'm
more
just
you know.
checking
Shows
all of this.
education.
Yeah, that's cool. It's like a little
Yeah.
hat box, but for a wig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. That's awesome.
100% gathering all of this up and looking expectantly at Stormbringer and like glancing out the window at the broke down ass Pontiac vibe that is somewhat repaired.
The
Is that
AC
the
works
thing you
now.
crashed? Do you still have that thing?
Yeah, okay, so now like two doors are the gray like primed replacement doors. One of them is green that clearly came off of another one. The front of it is definitely still smooshed up, but it's been like there's like what are the rubber like the straps like holding
Yeah,
the hood down to
Yeah.
the bumper, like holding the hood shut. Like it's still there. She can't go over 35, but the air conditioner and radio do work now.
Wow, the fact that the air conditioning works, that's the real shocker here.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Exactly. Thankfully, as vampires, you don't have to worry about sweating or getting hot at all. You don't feel
True.
that at all. So that's good.
Yeah. So she's 100% like looking out the window at that and then looking back like,
Yeah, Stormbringer's gonna like look at the car and be like, "Oh, honey, why have you not totaled that yet?"
it wasn't insured.
You're a mess, but I respect it. Okay. So oh man, part of me wants like a wagon. We're gonna hook a wagon up to the no,
There's
I'm gonna
just a
have a
little red
sidecar. I'm
wagon.
gonna have a sidecar
Sidecar.
just to make our life easy right now.
Perfect.
We're gonna have a sidecar and we're gonna load that up. I guess you can ride
Okay.
behind me.
Okay, so like yeah, just stuffing all the stuff.
Yeah, so we're gonna load up the sidecar with cosplay.
Perfect. So you guys get on the motorcycle, and there's a lot of things gonna happen tonight. So I'm not gonna have you roll for drive or anything. But you drive down the I-17, making your way over to where you need to go to for the specific sewer drain. And you sure enough are able to park your motorcycle in a nearby like sort of parking lot. You put money in the meter and everything, and then you go ahead and get all your equipment, and you find that actual like sewer sort of drain as you pull off the top with your vampiric strength, and like a waft of unpleasant smells like rises. You feel like you might have to apply an extra layer of Axe or Old Spice or whatever you use to whatever you use for perfume as as you descend down into this sewer sort of drain. What was it? Bed Bath and Beyond's vanilla and brown sugar or something like that. For like
Mhm.
So yes, you go down to the sewer drain. You go down here, it's there's like an ambient noise of like water sort of rushing. You hope that's water, and you hear the sounds of distant like animals or creatures sort of skittering down here, but you don't quite know what they are. But you have a sort of map or a GPS at least of where you're supposed to go as you are down here now. What you guys are going to need to do is you're going to need to do I'm going to say probably intelligence or wits, and then you can use survival or awareness to try to navigate your way through these sewer tunnels. Even though you have the map doesn't necessarily mean that you will like for sure get to your location. But whichever you guys would want to do, yeah.
You said intelligence, wits, or what?
Intelligence or wits, and then you can do awareness or survival, whichever you feel would be a good combination for the situation. Yeah.
I'm going to do wits and awareness. Because
gonna
I'm
do-
good at those.
I'm gonna do wits and survival.
Okay, go for it. For this, you're gonna need 2 successes in order to succeed. You got 5? Jesus. All right.
I got 5. Oh.
Okay, you've only
Okay,
got
let me
5?
see.
All right.
Okay. Oh wow, I rolled 3 8s and a 3. Oh, I got a double 0. Does 0?
That's 10. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So you crit. Yeah. So every crit counts as 2 successes instead of just 1.
So 5 and 5.
Cool.
Perfect. So you guys navigate this no problem at all. You're like, sewer drains, we've done this all the time. And you navigate it no problem. As you go to where you need to, you look at the time and you realize that it's like pretty much around the time that you need to arrive there. So we're gonna say that you like left maybe at like 4 a.m. or something like that before the sun got up. And then you went down into the sewers. You like kind of hunkered down and waited a little bit, and then now it's like showtime essentially. As you pop through and find an alleyway that is covered in shadow of like 2 tall buildings, and thankfully no sunlight is pouring through, but you can definitely see a distinct line of sun rays that you know that if you go through there, you're going to take heavy amounts of damage. But thankfully, there seems to be a shadowy figure that's in the corner that unveils themselves as you see a Nosferatu. Now, this Nosferatu doesn't have as dreamy eyes as Na from the last person you met, but they are kind of hunched over in a hoodie, and they go like, "Oh, Stormbringer, it's good to see you, for the revolution." And they go like, "As requested, we got you what you needed." So he pulls over 2 huge boxes and unveils them to be 2 large cosplays that will cover you from head to toe. Now it's your choice as to what you'd like these characters to be, but it has to be the big like suit. So what would you like?
I was gonna say, if I am granted permissions, as we open the box, it is a giant Pikachu and a giant Eevee.
Down.
But they're like,
So-
yeah.
Can I be the Pikachu?
Yeah, I kind of here. You should be this yellow one because the other one's like more of my favorite.
Oh,
And
okay.
She just takes out this
Yellow.
giant Pikachu head.
So in this alleyway, people are like walking by in their cosplays, and they look over to see you guys like dressing in these sort of alleyway and getting all this on. Now, Stormbringer, what are you wearing at this point? Did you want to cosplay as well, or are you in your like battle gear essentially, which could count to as a cosplay?
Well, I'm definitely hopping in that Pikachu, but prior to I guess she was kind of in battle. Oh man, she'd probably still be in like blood splatter.
Right? You're like, wow, that blood looks so realistic. You're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah. Yeah, so she's just kind of in her normal like punk outfit that she wears to everything.
Yeah, perfect. So you guys pop into your costumes and you go and meet the other cosplayers who are like all making their way in downtown Phoenix towards Phoenix Convention Center to attend the convention. As you find, there's a huge long line to get into the convention, along with security and all that kind of stuff. Now, there's a couple ways you can do this. You can simply wait and not arouse suspicion and simply just like go through, or if you'd like to, you can try to stealth around or try to talk to a staff member to convince them to let you through faster than normal. Whatever you feel is most appropriate that you guys would do. And we will say that Stormbringer is not used to waiting in lines. Where she goes, the tide, parts.
Susie's going to try to go up to one of the like attendants and be like, "Hey, so I'm supposed to be here for the masquerade, but we're running kind of late, so I'm supposed to go in. Can I get in? Because I have my stuff." And like she shows like a phone with like an email confirmation of like
The
her
tiny
entrance.
like Pikachu hand, and then
Yeah.
like.
Are you
pointing it.
pulling like a luggage behind you, like in your EV
Yeah,
car, you're,
yeah,
kind of
like-
luggage behind you?
Yeah,
amazing.
absolutely.
Perfect. And they go to look and go like, "You got to get in line. Like, you guys don't even have passes. We don't know, who you are. We can't just let anyone through."
But I have my pass. It's somewhere in my email. And she's gonna stand there.
And she will tell you
I
that
would-
like.
I would
Sure.
like to activate my awe and be so
Okay.
amazing and adorable as Evie.
Let's see this really quick. Let's see what we need to do. So that is a presence. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so
It's the first one. It's a level, but I would like them to be like, "Oh my god, you're so amazing and adorable.
my
Let me let
God."
you in."
All right, let's see here. Let's see what we got. Does it have a page number there? If not,
I
it's no worries.
I
'Cause it
you
should be
I
right
you
here.
Google everything.
You're good.
Just
So the cost
67.
is free, so you will not have to do a rouse check, but you will have to do manipulation plus your presence, versus their composure and intelligence, and you have to roll your hunger die as well because you have one hunger.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to roll for composure intelligence. So let's see. Let's see what this underpaid pawn staff door guard has.
I'm really happy with my roll.
Nope, I did not do good. What did you get?
I have a regular success and a critical success. So that's
3. Okay, perfect. So
all the good
Stormbringer,
rolls are gonna go now.
so Stormbringer, what do you feel like your character would be doing prior to Susie using this ability?
Oh, she'd be looking around for like a place to sneak in, basically, like a place that she could get
You're like, fuck
past
this shit.
everything. Yeah,
Yeah, as
basically.
you-
She's just like in the Pikachu thing, like turning and looking.
Okay, so Susie, you look into this Constaff's eyes that they're like very apathetic and all that kind of stuff, and you see their eyes go wide as their eyes dilate as your vampiric power pours into them. And add presence rating to any skill roll involving persuasion or performance, as well as other da da da. Anyone aware they're being affected can try to resist. They do not know, are not aware. On a win, the target can resist the effects. Okay, whatever. So, and yeah. So now go ahead and roll a persuasion. So like charisma and persuasion, and add on top of that, add your um pers- uh presence rating as well.
Okay, that's. Ooh. That's 5 successes.
5 successes. Okay, so you
2 criticals and 1.
so
I'm gonna waste them all now. I'm just warning you guys. It's gonna be.
so
bad
what do you
for-
want to sell this con staff that completely works, like narratively you have control
Yeah,
of the situation?
totally. Okay. I spent all night trying to finish my cosplay and I totally left my passes at the house and I'm supposed to be here and I don't want to be late in this because I've been working on this for a year and oh my god, I don't want to. Yeah, she's just like playing the pity card.
Perfect. So you see the eyes dilate for this con staff as like she kind of foams at the mouth a little bit. Like it's so powerful to the point where you're like, you poor thing, I will serve you and do whatever you need to. I'll even kill someone for you. And she goes like, let me personally escort you to the booth badge that we guys get your passes, and I'll personally escort you to the green room. As she she definitely looks like something's wrong with her as she leaves her post and then goes with you and kind of like waddles down, and then you guys go to the booth badge, you get your passes, and some guards are like, hey, wait a second, they need to check their like equipment in here and go through the metal detector, and the con staff is like, no, they do not. This is a special situation. We got to go. And they're like, oh, all right, I guess so. Like if Monica says so, then that's what happens. So sure enough, Monica, the con staff, takes you to the green room, and that's when you enter. And finally, you're in a situation where everyone else, the other cosplayers, are there. It's going to be about like maybe and cosplayers, when you're actually at a masquerade, what time do you guys usually show up? Is like an hour beforehand, or is it like?
Usually, it's the call time is usually about an hour to hour and a half beforehand.
Before the actual event?
Yeah,
Okay.
sometimes it could be a little bit earlier if they're still prejudging going on. So sometimes it might be more like 2, if there's like any type of like final deliberation, that kind of thing. But yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna say that you guys arrive like an hour and a half before the actual, so it's like 11:30 or so. And you guys get to the green room. You're slightly late, but it's fine, as a lot of other cosplayers are being judged, and you immediately see Namiru and also Layla Tottenham, who is dreamy and good looking and just radiates stunning beauty and all that. And you also see in the corner of the room, I was gonna say not Brie, Evie, as she looks like even more glamorous than before with her lovely flowing hair and her dreamy green eyes and like all this beauty and everything that radiates from her as she does look over and see you. So Stormbringer and
I'm
Susie,
still in my costume.
exactly, yeah. As you, so what would you guys like to do at this point as you waddle in?
Evie will see Evie will see Evie like reach up and flip her the bird.
Perfect. In the Pikachu costume? So you're like
In the Eevee
She's
costume.
in the
I've got-
Eevee. I'm in the
In the Eevee
Pikachu.
yeah,
costume,
so
Eevee
Eevee
costume,
is
Eevee
flipping
costume,
Eevee the bird.
Perfect. So
This won't
Eevee,
get confusing.
Like with
Yeah,
little
exactly.
stubby arms.
I'm gonna lean
So-
over and be like, "Is that the bitch that screwed you?"
Yes.
yep. We hate her. Like, do we hate her? Yes.
Do we not like this one?
Don't
Yeah.
like that one.
So, Evie, you're getting your stuff taken care of as you're looking over your costume, getting it all sort of ready, and you look over to find two Pokemon cosplayers that have waddled in here, and one of them like pans around the room and then looks at you, and then just like raises a hand to you. You could sort of get the vibe that she's flipping you off, but you're not so totally
they're
sure.
so stubby and like fluffy.
Just a
and
mitten.
white.
Yeah,
Just a
and
mitten.
it like shakes with
There's like a
fury at
lump in the
10,000
mitten.
suns.
Like-
Exactly. So you
It's
go
like
over
the-
to exactly, yeah. So but if the fury is there, you can definitely feel it. Your passive insight is like, I don't think that person likes me. So you go over to the corner of the room, and it's assumed that you like essentially like undress from the actual Pokemon suit. And do you feel like you have your cosplay on, prior to that, or do you now like have normal clothes, then go to the changing room to like get into it and everything?
I feel like she has like the under part of the costume, so it's like a billowing
Yeah.
white shirt, and then like waist high, like black slacks, and like from here down, it's like the base part. As she takes it off and does like the hair flip purposely out of the Eevee costume and sets it down, like making blurry faces.
Perfect. And then Stormbringer, you undress as well and kind of like abandon this like beautiful Pikachu costume, unless you want to wear it and just be incognito. It's totally up to whatever you feel Stormbringer would do. Yeah.
She's a
See,
vampire.
Chesh wants to wear it, but Stormbringer is probably like, this thing is really ridiculous and I can't move. So yeah,
You like
she
attach
would-
the hatchet to Pikachu's like hand.
yeah, no, she would probably take it off.
Okay,
Now
perfect. So
she
you,
just looks like she's like some Walking Dead person.
yeah, exactly. Like a dystopian. Yeah, you are an
Yes.
underworld
Mhm.
cosplayer. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you have your gear on and everything, and everyone kind of comes over to be like, "Oh my god, your cosplay is amazing. Who are you?" As they go over to Stormbringer, while Susie is like putting her hair into the weird net thing, and then putting on her actual wig and whatever cosplayers do during that process, and yeah. So Stormbringer, you have attracted a small crowd around you as people are like, "Oh my god, you're so amazing, dude! You remind me of Chesh Smiles. You're like that level of good in like for
Stop.
cosplay."
Oh boy. She's just gonna stand there and she's gonna be like kind of confused. Like she's used to having people like kind of crowding around her, but not using these words
In this
that
capacity,
sound
yeah.
like a different language to her. She's like, I don't a what? Cosplay? What?
If you want to, you can try to intimidate them to get them away, or you can let anxiety build and just be stunned like while you're there. This very powerful vampire that could kill everyone in the room, and you're kind of like, maybe you can kill everyone in the room.
I feel like she was like vibing with it at first. She was like,
Yeah.
I am cool. And then now it's getting annoying. So yeah.
How'd
let's
you make
get
your
into it.
grenade?
What's that?
You're like, how'd you make your grenade? As they like, kind of like
Your hatchet looks so real. How did you make that fake blood?
that
It looks
blood
so
is so yeah. It smells like copper. Okay, so Susie, you're getting dressed and in the middle of everything. Now there are a series, I don't know what's in the back of the green room of a cosplay masquerade, so I'm just gonna like fluff it, where there are a couple mirrors that are set up and different stations to help out with general sort of stuff, and you have like semi no choice but to go to the empty one next to Eevee as you walk over and get your gear sort of on and like apply your sort of makeup, and you're right next to Eevee. So Eevee and all your like young adults female brilliance, what would you like to say or do?
I'm looking in a mirror, and without looking it over, I'll see her in my peripheral, and I'll say, "So did you not finish your costume and just decided to go with store-bought?"
As I pull out my yellow can of Got to Be Glued and I'm affixing my wig, I spray it sideways at her a little bit. And I'm like, actually, the fact that you think it's store-bought tells me that the quality is really good. But no, look, I get to live my femboy dreams as a la carte, and you're just mad that I actually finished it and your makeup is smudged.
Now it is, but I can fix it. I have time, and I'm willing to fix it.
Oh, well, you know,
I'm just gonna do this. I'm assuming this is the only thing women do, right? This it's
You
just
gotta put on the wings. You gotta be like,
I don't know. Is it
As
just
you-
blush? Okay, I don't know.
Yeah.
Eyeshadow.
your wife
Yeah.
is watching and being disappointed in you.
I know. I've never watched anybody put on makeup. I need to watch some
I know,
TikToks
right?
on that.
Exactly. Perfect.
Comes back next time and is like, okay, and is like doing like the
Right.
eyeliner thing of like, okay, and I'm going.
I told Coral she needs to teach me. So
Yeah,
But-
there you go. Oh, but yeah, no. So she's like occasionally will just like do too much hairspray that direction, and just be like, "Did you bring your incense this time?"
So, really quick, Evie, could you please describe to us what you're wearing, what your cosplay is, and all the kind of stuff you brought to Phoenix Comic Con Cosplay Masquerade?
yeah. So what she'll see is I have sort of a half put on. It's not completely done yet, but I'm wearing pretty short blue skirt, white top with a sort of sailor-esque that short style cape. And then she'll see on the pedestal beside me a very long blonde wig. So
Perfect. And for the donation of $50, Ronan will go into a Sailor Moon cosplay right after break.
I wish I could,
So good,
but I
so good.
can't.
If we get a big enough donation, I'm sure we could push Ronan to actually cosplay.
I know,
as
right?
I'll
Sailor
go buy
Moon.
it. Yeah.
there
Make
you
it
go.
happen,
I'll do it on my
people. Make
Twitch
it
stream.
So good.
How
Okay.
much?
Yeah. How much? What is your price, Ronan?
How much, Ronan?
So, I totally forgot about that aspect, and this is my own show that we have surpassed our donation goal at $210. Now, there are things now. Jason Carl, unfortunately, is probably not here to tell us what he wants to do. So I'll go ahead and give you guys, give me a number. Yeah, Lizzie says, give me a number, Ronan. So, let me see really quick. And
Make it ridiculous, and if we get that much more, then it'll be great
True.
and it'll be worth it. So what's that ridiculous number, Ronan?
867.
It's so funny.
For mine, I donated $50 because I love you guys and I want to thank you guys for like doing all this and everything. So mine are gonna be, you guys each get one reroll. So for free, you don't have to waste any willpower or anything like that. You get one reroll. So if something goes wrong, you know you can use it. And then we're gonna say for Jason Carl's, we're gonna have Susie and Stormbringer decrease their hunger to 0 for that actual donation from Jason Carl. And then that'll be pretty solid. So if you'd like to donate to help them out for any of their stuff, feel free to do so. You can click the donation link and then you should be able to do it.
I have my vampire fangs ready if we get to hiss.
Oh, really? Okay, good. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. So we'll have to do that then because that's only $5. So yeah, moving on. You guys are standing next to each other. You are in full blown, like getting ready to get into your cosplay as you hear the sounds of Layla Tottenham and Nimiru walking around the room and approaching like every they're not to you guys yet, but they're almost to you guys. They're like 2 cosplayers away from prejudging your guys' like sort of cosplaying costume. And you know that it's okay if it's not fully on, but they just need to examine the material and the craftsmanship and all that kind of stuff to ensure that it's all like quality. But they understand that you're still getting it sort of on.
And making
So-
it clear, Namuri is wearing what she mentioned in the Twitch stream, which is
Ronan
basically
Kitchen?
a reddish copper wig that's tied back into a ponytail with the ponytail holder that's like traditional samurai style, and wearing basically the gingerman version, but she has some cleavage showing.
Yeah.
So that's basically, it's going to be open and showing the tatas just a tad, and so it's the more glamorous version, but she
Yeah.
does have her reverse blade sword at the hip and everything, and yes, that is what you will
Looking
see.
on point. Layla
Yes.
Tottenham, what do you feel like you'd be wearing?
Layla Tottenham is in full Vincent Valentine cosplay from Final Fantasy VII, complete with this gorgeous long black wig that has been styled to perfection by his good friend Alicia Nicole. So that happened. All parts custom made, by him, and looking like he came straight from the game. But he's standing with Nemuri and just keeping a silent eye on things at this point.
Perfect. And from your guys' viewpoint, now Evie and Susie, you guys care a lot about their opinions. They're some of the most like pretty much the only people who are better than them in this industry are like Duralath, Chesh Smiles, and Utsuhime cosplay, and they're like the like so that's like
Don't forget Amber
yeah,
Bright.
Yes.
that's Amber Bright as well. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so their opinion matters tremendously to you guys. So you guys have a little bit more time before they get to you. What would you guys like to do?
Well, while we're sitting here at this mirror, and I officially have like my full Castlevania Alucard cosplay, I stand up with my billowy white shirt and kind of flip my beautiful femboy long golden locks, and I take the jacket and put it on and do like the shoulder roll and kind of like look over at Evie like, you know, you want this. And then I just look at her and I'm like,
Perfect.
now I can do that,
Which-
and it's part of my cosplay.
Which is a great segue because the wonderful Lizzie just donated $25 so everyone can do a hiss, a vampiric hiss. So at some point in one of your next lines, you'll simply do a traditional vampire hiss. You can make it organic or you can just do it outright, whatever you'd like to do for this. So Chesh already has her fangs in. Yeah, exactly.
Ready.
Ready. Perfect. So Stormbringer, what do you feel like you would be doing right now? And same with Evie at this point.
Well, I'm just kind of chilling, I feel like, because I'm watching.
Surrounded by the fans. that you're
She's
like,
kind of irritated. She feels like she's kind of wasting her time.
what's your Instagram?
How long does this, how long does this take?
Like hours. But look, I found a cosplay where I get to be a vampire by accident.
Whoopee.
So
Good, you won't blow our cover.
Stormbringer, you do notice that you can look over you've been around for a while and you've been you know, in the sort of vampiric military, taking on witches, taking on werewolves, and done all this kind of stuff. So you can absolutely recognize that Evie, who is apparently her rival, the person you guys don't like, is magically enchanting her armor to like be more glamorous than usual. Anyone who looks upon it who's a mortal will easily get tricked into thinking that it's like the best thing ever, you know, sort of thing. So you can obviously tell that she's already sort of cheating. And
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So she's gonna get a whiff of magic, and yeah, she's gonna tell Susie. She's gonna lean over. She's gonna be like, "So your friend here, she's got some tricks up her sleeve. That armor is enchanted."
And really,
Yeah, that's definitely that's rigged to make humans kind of, you know, dazzled when they look at it.
I think of course she
So
did. I knew I smelled stupid freaking Hot Topic cheap ass incense somewhere.
and hours before the convention, Evie was like slaughtering a goat for the magic that she needed to like clever. So Evie, what would you like to do before the judges come to you guys?
I is Ash or anybody that she would have kind of as a companion back there or anything, or is she just sort of by herself?
Okay. Now you know that your coven members are going to be there tonight to support you in the audience, but no one's here in the green room and backstage to support you now. Yeah.
Okay, so she knows what she's up to. So she's actually just trying to keep a low profile. She'll continue the snide comments and stuff to Susie, but like otherwise she's just gonna keep in her zone because she knows what she's doing. So
perfect. Okay, good. And then at this moment, that's when Nimiri and also Layla appear and approach. You guys are pretty much like either all smiles or whatever you feel like you guys would do as cosplay judges as you go and approach both Evie and Susie as they're standing like right next to each other. And you can immediately tell something's odd about both of them and their costumes.
Contestant number 48 and 49, I take it.
yes, that's us. That's me.
That's
Okay, I see
I'm
we have
28.
Sailor Moon and we have Alucard. That I love Castlevania. All right. If you don't mind, me and Layla, we're gonna just take a little bit of a closer look.
Don't mind us. We're getting very in depth with our analysis of your cosplay.
And as
So
you know,
Storm,
I like to flip the seams.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, that's yeah.
so Stormbringer, you can definitely the moment they approach, you get a huge waft of supernatural like energy from them, and it's mixed. So whatever is about them, they seem different. Now, if you want to, you can back off, or you can choose to remain by Susie's side. Whatever you'd like to do.
So Stormbringer, she's gonna back off a little bit. Like, there's usually like seating and stuff in these kinds
Yeah.
of rooms. So she's taking a seat. So she's just supervising in the back. But as you saw my faces, that's the faces that Stormbringer was making too. She's kind of like, I don't like.
In a brief second, Stormbringer would see where Nemuri gives a glance that's so quick that only probably Stormbringer would see, where it's like a little bit of a slight. It's like you think it's a smile, but then it's actually more like, I'm judging you, I'm looking at you, I see you, and then back to normal.
Do either of you have Blood Hunt or Sense the Unseen at all? So
Nope.
you have Sense the Unseen. Okay. So but Susie, you notice that something's kind of odd with Nimiru, but not, you can't quite tell what it is. But now that you're in her physical presence, because you've watched her streams multiple times, you subscribe to her top tier on Patreon and all that kind of stuff. But now that she's in your physical presence, you get kind of a weird vibe. Same with Evie a little bit. You can definitely feel that something's odd about both of these people, but you're not quite sure. So the judges, you guys lean in a bit closer to be able to examine this stuff.
So
And-
Nemuri's going to take a really, she's going to do what she said. So she's flipping the seams first with Evie's, taking a look at the underskirt and really looking at the details of the seams and stuff. So I don't know, but also too, it's a little bit more of an intense look.
Right.
Go ahead and do
You know what I
and
mean?
As you're doing that, though, Evie will say, just so we're clear, it's contestant 49 that actually smells like the Johnny Potty, not me. We're just kind of close together.
Layla is going to interject and say, I'm not going to worry. I would not worry right now about anybody smelling anything. Just stick to your guns and keep getting ready. Don't mind us. We're not even here right now, okay?
Noted. Thank you. Can I try to awe? I don't think she would know anything.
if
so
you
I
want
wanna-
to, go for it. Yeah, because you guys are unaware. So with the judges, go ahead and roll for intelligence or wits, and then awareness or whatever you feel is appropriate for you guys. And then you're gonna need 2 successes in order to succeed in discovering that there's something up with this. Now going over to Evie, you want to use awe, is that correct?
Mhm.
Okay. Now I believe you can only target anyone in the presence of the vampire, in this case witch, finds their attention inexplicably drawn to them. So those listening to them, yeah, okay. So go ahead and do awe, which is going to be a manipulation and your presence.
Uh-huh.
And then it's going to be versus their composure and intelligence. So first we'll do the judges' investigation roll first. So Namiri, what'd you get?
So I got 4 successes, but one of them is a crit.
Perfect. So a crit will count as 2 successes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you surpassed it. You immediately notice that for Evie, her gear's gotten been magically enchanted to be more glamorous than normal. You look over at Susie's gear, and you can definitely tell that she is trying to use awe as much as possible to channel this yeah, so through her cheesy smile and
Interesting.
and
Yes,
Layla.
as Layla said, just pretend that we're not here and just have fun.
Yeah, 4 successes. Yeah, you notice the exact same thing as they are lying through their teeth with this, using supernatural abilities in order to one up them. Now, going over to Evie, you did your awe. So what we're gonna target one person at a time. So who would you like to try to manipulate, Layla or Namiri?
So what I was thinking was, since Namiri was looking at my seams, that's when I would say some cosplay lingo that I'm totally familiar with, and about sewing and things. Just to
my
kind,
Yeah, my
Yes.
Warbler. Yeah.
yes, I pressed these myself. It took me however long that takes.
Pleating
a
the
lot of
skirt
hot
is
glue.
always difficult. I should know. I did Sailor Jupiter not too long ago. Yeah.
Fantastic.
So
And that's what I would try.
perfect. Manipulation and your presence versus Nimiru's composure, and intelligence. And whoever has the highest successes is going to be the one that wins. So you got 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, so that's 6.
6, yeah, it doesn't work. As you immediately notice that she's like using her magic, like maybe she pulls out
Because
a
it's
Disney
2.
Channel.
Like when you have 2 of the crits, it's like they equal. So together that's 4, and then I had
Right.
2
Yep.
2 regulars. Okay, all right.
Yeah. So what happens is that you attempt to use awe, and you like pull out your Disney magical wand and are like, trying to like use it a little bit, and it should have worked, but it was like powerful. However,
No, he was using. It was. She was using the.
That's
the,
right,
the
the Star
wand.
Guardian.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. That works. Okay. So, and it's supposed to work. It's worked multiple times in the past, but it doesn't work on her, as you see her completely like maybe her eyes dilate slightly, but then remain intact as her mind is far too powerful to be manipulated like this.
Interesting. So you said you cross stitched.
Yes.
Sure. Perfect. So, Susie, would you like to do anything at this time?
I feel really judged.
Would Susie have noticed her trying to do this with my heightened senses?
With your heightened senses, you can definitely tell that yes, if you
That
were
she was
you and
trying to
Layla
cast
can
the
absolutely
magics?
notice that all was trying to be used on Namiri and it failed. Like it failed.
Okay, so
hardcore.
I know it failed too. Like I can tell that it
Absolutely,
failed.
yeah,
Okay,
it did
cool.
not work.
All right, cool.
With that, Susie's gonna kind of like instinctively, because of her anxiety, she's going to kind of do the and she's like visibly shrinking a little bit of like, oh god, this is especially after dealing with bone daddies and witches and everything else. She is hashtag bone daddies. She is like kind of like, oh god, what am I dealing with now, a little bit. But she's just kind of smiling awkwardly at like Layla, like,
So you guys, as the judges, know that they've been magically enchanting their gear. And how do you feel as cosplayers who are also supernatural beings who have been in this industry for a very long time, have earned the way, and kind of went through that struggle of like, should I get ahead by using my supernatural abilities or should I not? How do you guys feel like you would be feeling right now, knowing these two young supernatural beings are blatantly cheating to try to get ahead?
Namori, how do you feel?
Well, Namuri is basically, because she's OG, from like
In the very
way
first
back.
cosplay photo, it's like you in black and white. It's like,
So because of that, and she always claims that that's her great grandmother, of course, who was at that particular sci-fi con at the time. But she basically she feels that it should never be that anyone is, it doesn't matter if you're supernatural or not, you should basically put your like 150% into every single piece that you do, and that if any type of cheating or manipulation is basically happening, that person does not deserve even to get a chance to
a
step on the
crumb of
stage.
respect. Yeah.
So she loses respect for whoever attempts to do that, because of the fact that she's worked so hard since back in the day, back in her vaudeville days in the 1930s. She was all about making her own costumes to really take on the character that she was portraying, and like Charlie Chaplin, all of this. Yeah, she's like, no, you could do not get to do that, when I had to work and to the point where my fingers were bleeding in order to get it right. So she would definitely be pretty pissed beneath the smile.
So Namiri, you guys now, Evie and Susie, you guys have loved Namiri's content for so long, supported her, all of her stuff and everything like that, both in Idol, and you can see her eyes kind of explode in fire and flames in sort of like stifled rage as she like scribbles something on her pen or pen and pad. Layla, how do you feel?
Layla shares the same sentiment as Namuri. He's not as super rageful about it, and is kind of letting Namuri. Would he sense Namuri's rage as well? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, for sure. You worked with her long enough to know when she's pissed. Yeah.
Understood. Yeah. So he understands the rage that's there, and he's thinking, there's enough in here for the both of us. He understands the whole idea of competitive advantage, but in an arena like this, competitive advantage only matters when it's your life in your hands. For something of this sort where you're using this unfair advantage, not exactly kosher, and he's not pleased. He
Like
gets
more
it.
disappointed. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
And
Perfect.
Marie says, Layla, can you come with me for just a moment?
Yeah, lead the way.
We'll be back, contestant 48 and 49.
Yeah, stay right here, please. Don't go away.
You guys walk over to a back corner of the sort of green room where there's a bit of curtain to block, line of sight at least. Not audio, but still line of sight. And you guys are alone.
Those little pests think that they can try to awe and trick Namuri Hime. They have another thing coming.
I understand. I get it. But remember, were you ever young and you wanted your competitive advantage?
I never cheated.
Okay. Well, I understand. All right. Yes, I know you never cheated. You're the best. You're the greatest.
Even when I had to compete against Lola, and she was a showgirl, and she was awesome and amazing, and
it's great.
I wanted so badly to beat her, but I still didn't, and it was okay. I was first runner up, and I was back. You remember? I was. Listen, I wanted to cheat as well, but I didn't. I stuck to my guns and my skill because I have talent and skill, and that is what matters in these competitions. And these people in this generation think that they can just cheat their way to the top.
Look, library voices. People can hear us back there. I understand. Perhaps we may need to re-educate these young bloods.
That is a great idea, and I think that we should take them to the other green room for a discussion.
Now,
Yes.
I'm going to say, why don't you guys do a composure and etiquette roll to see if you could maintain your rage. So if you fail, a bit of your vampiric or werewolf nature will expose itself slightly as you're pissed and cannot control.
As they look back over, Susie does have because it's the long coat, so she has like the bottom of the coat and is totally like
looking over herself. Yeah.
yeah, like she totally has.
Evie is going to lean over and just sort of like to Susie and be like, "We messed up."
You said it was
Sorry.
you said the roll
Composure
was,
and etiquette. Yeah.
I got
Composure.
4 successes.
Okay, so you're good.
and that was 4 successes as well.
All right, you guys are fine. You're professionals. You've handled this before. Yeah, and then you maintain it. As you looked down at your hands and you saw that your fingernails were turning into talons, your fangs were starting to bear, and hair was starting to grow in your body. But then you kept it under control. As you take a moment, you take a deep breath, count to 4, and then you exhale, and then you're able to. Yeah. Would you like to summon them over?
Perhaps Nimuri, you'd like to go into the green room first. I'll bring the other 2 over. Does that sound all right?
Yes, it'll give me time to settle myself.
Go ahead and where's the green room? Is it directly next to this room or?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. And Layla is going to step out from behind that curtain. Make sure his cosplay is straightened out. Make sure it's not disheveled or anything.
Immaculate.
Yes, thank
so
you.
Evie, I'm just gonna say it. Canonically, you're a nervous pooper. Could you please do a composure and etiquette roll to see if you have to use the restroom? As you're the only one. I think Layla is also. Yeah.
What is it? A composure?
A composure and etiquette. You need 2 successes in order to not have the overwhelming urge to go to the bathroom.
5. Okay. 4 successes.
You're
just
fine.
a
You're able
little.
to keep
Just
it
a
together.
little. And I'm good.
Exactly. So.
Sorry, Bree.
It's graceful and elegant, It's fine. It's so good. So, who wants to go and summon? Who wants to go and summon Evie and Susie to the back room?
It'll definitely be me. So
You do?
Layla's
Okay.
going to walk over to Evie and Susie and just gently place a hand, tap both of their shoulders, place a hand, say, numbers 48 and 49. would you mind stepping over to the green room over there? We'd like to have a word with you. Don't worry, it's quite all right. We
He
just need to have
started
a.
it.
I'm not worried about who started.
He did
Actually,
it
to be
first.
fair, I started it because I'm the one inviting you over. So, if you would be so kind, please to the next green room. And of course, Namuri is over there. No, don't worry about it. And Layla's also going to look over to the rest. Any other competitors that are nearby. It's like, don't worry. Of course, just need to take a brief closer look at some of the other cosplay. Everyone here, again, you are immensely fabulous, and do not worry. Just give us one second, please.
So as you guys are all walking over, Stormbringer, you are still surrounded by some young cosplayers that are like, "Are you on TikTok? Like, are you on Instagram? Like, oh my god, what is your handle?" And so you do see that Susie is being summoned to the back room where you smelt that these two people are supernatural creatures. Would you like to go with Susie or let her handle this by herself? Whatever you feel is you do.
Would she look back at me like for like any kind of like
I
help?
think so. Yeah, I think
Behind her
Susie.
coat, you
Okay,
see,
yeah.
like,
So the minute
under
they
the
make
coat,
eye
like-
contact, that's when she's like, okay, game on. Like she's gonna follow. Like so she's gonna shoo away the children and say, I don't know what fucking TikTok is. Leave me alone. I just
Perfect.
have
So-
a watch. No.
Now, do you want to do this with grace or do you want to simply just get up and then move through the crowd?
She's just gonna get up.
Okay, perfect. You get up and move through the crowd. Go ahead and give me a strength and athletics roll. You need a 1 to succeed because these are just like cosplayers in.
I'm her handler. Everyone move. I need to help.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Oof. I got a 00. So I got
That's crit. So
two.
that's 4 successes already.
Okay, so I got 3 successes or 4 successes then.
Okay, so with that, you get up and you're essentially like, even though how tall were you? Were you like 5'4" or 5'3"? What was it?
Yeah, something like that. I think she's got a
Okay.
couple inches on me.
Yeah, so a lot of people here are in heels or just naturally taller than you, and yet when you stand up from these seats and you walk through the crowd, no one can stop you as they all kind of like you just brush sort of past them, and as you make your way through and then are by Susie's side to walk in. As Namiri and Layla, remember there is a vampire hiss that you have to do, so feel free to do it whenever you'd like to. And you see that Susie accompanies, Stormbringer accompanies Susie in the sort of back room. Now they are here. The curtain is like politely closed, and then Layla turns around to address them. As what would you guys like to do?
The Murray, did we set up any chairs in there? Do we want to keep them standing, or did we want them to sit?
Why don't we have them set?
48 and 49. If you wouldn't mind taking a seat, please. Again, everything's okay. Just take a seat right over there, and he's gonna motion over to the 2 chairs that are there, and he also sees Stormbringer as well. And he heard I think he heard that the whole handler thing. That's why he's not even phased that she's
back
there.
here. Yeah.
And he looks over to Stormbringer and he says, "I understand you're this one's handler. It's quite all right that you're here, but perhaps you'd like to be here for any of the extra judging that needs to happen right now. Are you sure you're going to be okay?"
I'm great.
Understood. Well, and then Layla turns to Namuri, and
Stick him.
my dear, are you okay right now to do the extra judging?
Oh, I think I'm more than okay.
Hmm.
But do you smell something, Layla?
And Layla's gonna sniff around. Well, to be fair, maybe I shouldn't have had those carne asada fries before I got into cosplay.
Oh, no, not that. I know that you are quite a gaseous individual. We've already established that. I've known you for years.
I'm sorry. Okay.
But it's something. And then Namuri's going to get closer and basically kind of like slowly circle the chairs, and you hear her like kind of like sniffing around, and then she gets to the front of like right in front, and she kind of leans down. I think I smell cheaters. And then in that moment, Namuri drops basically her what is it, her imposter's guise, where
Yeah.
her normal like cosplayer self, and instead basically what people would see is this female Nosferatu who has this basically balding, like where there's patches of hair, but it's very thin and gangly, and just like overall she's bald, and her skin looks like it's flaking back in places.
Like a zombified Ronan Kenshin, essentially.
It's just, yeah, pretty much in the kitchen outfit, but
Yeah.
basically just skin peeling and dry patches and like kind of golden glowy like eyes and teeth that are jagged. And she basically is staring both of them down
Now
with a
I'm gonna
fury
have
in
you
her
do
eyes.
a charisma or manipulation along with intimidation, and I'm gonna give you plus like 2 other dice for this RP and like being a Nosferatu and them not expecting it, because
Okay.
you know that Namiri was like, or is one of those beautiful, stunning, glowing cosplayers out there, and to see her in her Nosferatu form is crazy. Yeah.
Right before, like Susie is pointing at Evie the whole time, and every time any accusation is thrown out, she under her breath is like, she started it.
So it's her. She started. Evie, what would you like to do?
She's terrified. She's scared shitless, almost. So she's just.
And then in that moment, she does go.
Perfect. That's vampire hiss from you. Good. What was your result?
That was 8 successes.
Yeah. So with 8 successes, you guys are terrified. I'm gonna need Susie and Evie. And even like Stormbringer, you know that you didn't do anything wrong, but you feel guilty as you're like, you shrink back a little bit. Like, oh,
Guilty
God,
by
I
association.
I
Yeah,
feel
exactly.
like Stormbringer is just like, this just got interesting. Like,
Yeah. It's like, wow. So for at least Evie and Susie, you're gonna need to roll a composure and etiquette roll. You're gonna need 3 successes in order to succeed here.
Those are both my strong suits because I have a total of 0
What's
points
this?
in etiquette.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Oh, 2 success. Oh wait, actually nope, a success and a critical, so 3.
Okay, 3.
But not
You guys
enough
are
to
good.
beat
You guys
know.
almost peed yourselves, but you held it together. you like you
Kegels for the win.
yeah, there you go. Perfect. All right. So Namiri,
Every day.
go. I will let you have the floor. What would you like to go ahead and scold?
I am appalled that 2 seemingly, well, I'm pretty sure you're a witch or something or the other using magic. I knew what you were doing. You should be appalled and ashamed of yourselves for trying to use uncouth methods to try to gain favor from the judges. You don't have to do that. I looked at those cosplays before you tried to do your little tricks. And you guys have talent. That's why I'm so disappointed that you would even try to do that. What if I was human? I would have been deceived by that. That's awful. That is awful. You are doing a disservice to your fellow cosplayers, your fellow creators, people who have come before you, generations of cosplayers who have fought for cosplay to be respected and not looked down upon. How dare you do that? Like, I'm so upset. Layla. Layla.
Now,
Do you
Layla-
need a moment? Do you need a moment, Namori? To take a moment. I heard the earlier, and
Yes.
it's quite.
just-
That'll count. Yeah.
Okay.
Just years of slaving away behind my sewing machine, and all of the work that I've put into patterns and everything that I've done, and for this generation to think that they could just piss all over it. All of our hard work. Layla, you also too have worked very hard to get where you are today.
I have.
And they just thought that they could just, I'm just gonna try to do this and do it the easy way.
And Layla is going to turn to Susie and Evie, and it's like, you two might want to stay a little quiet right now because the next word you could say, this is not a threat, by the way, but they could be your last. Not because of me, but other forces. Quite all right. He's got to turn to Nimuri and just say, my dear, I understand. Perhaps the rage. It's we're at a 15. Let's come
Okay,
down to
give me a
let's come down. Yes,
And so
yes.
you see her where she's like trying to breathe and trying to like
Visibly trying to
and
calm down. Yeah.
she's like,
There you go. Woo saw.
and then you see where all of a sudden then she again that form that she once had before she revealed her true self to them
And you can
then
see
reappears.
it as she's like gaining more control of herself. Her skin is healing and she's coming back to her normal beautiful self, and her makeup's doing itself like its own thing and all that kind of stuff. Evie?
Cosplay is
Yeah.
my safe place. Cosplay is
So-
my safe place.
As she comes back to her normal form, Evie will look at her and say, I understand, but in there, did you say that we have talent? You believe that we're talented?
Yes, and that's why I'm disappointed. Because again, using these type of methods, it's not necessary. If you have the real talent to win a competition, prove it. Show it on that stage. Leave everything on that stage. Don't put up this facade. I mean, I kind of have to because I mean, I can't help that I'm a Nosferatu and people would be just horrified. Like, even with the, like, if I try to do any type of special effects makeup, it wouldn't change. You, whatever. Anyway, you understand. But I'm just saying, it's not necessary because if you have talent and if you believe in your work, that is all that we need to see. Period.
You too, as Layla looks over to
You're
Evie.
pacing like a disappointed dad, frustrated.
Yes.
Yeah, and there's just little streams of red currently.
Blood? Yeah.
Yeah.
I look at you right now, and you hear Nimuri telling you that you have talent. Now, if I'm not mistaken, we're all treating these masquerades and cosplay competitions like you're familiar with the Olympics. Is that correct? Right, the Olympics, and in the Olympics, if they found out you were using performance enhancing drugs,
Yes.
you would be banned.
Great metaphor. Great example.
So, Nimuri has identified you both as having exemplary talent. Why then do you feel you need to use your steroids in order to get through it? And you know, a
Because
little
she
bit of
start-
rage. Yeah. But
Fur grows, fangs. Yeah.
because
because why?
I'm not pointing fingers or anything, but somebody cheated.
Are you not
and-
aware that when you point your finger, especially if you've pointed one finger, 3 are pointing back at you?
She
That
goes like this.
understandably, you two are meant for more than this. Both Nimuri and I see it in you. I understand there was an actor once. His name is Sean Connery, and in the movie The Rock, what he said was, "Losers try their best, winners go home and fuck the prom queen." I understand that, and that's the way we've tried to go through this. You're both winners. You're already here, but you don't need to cheat to do it. Fight on an even playing field, and make sure that you prove that you're worthy of the talent. Nimuri, anything else you'd like to say now, my dear?
I am going to give you another chance
Mm.
to go on that stage and prove to us that you're meant to be a winner. I don't care about whatever little bickering or past you guys have. You leave that backstage. And when you're on the main stage, you just bring it. Okay? You bring it. That's what
Brung it.
I want to see.
Mm.
You brung it? I don't think so. Because you're shrinking behind that lovely jacket that, mind you, I know how long that stitching took, that gold stitching, and then adding those. I could tell that you really searched for those buttons, that those
Yeah.
aren't just like cheap Joanne You went to Fashion Alley and you
There was,
really,
like-
really
there was a-
searched.
There was this really weird shop place with all these butterflies and stuff too. It was really weird, but I totally found him. It was cool, but it was freaky.
All I'm saying is that I can see that. And yes, I see the amount of work that you used on that wand, and that you really worked on the LEDs inside that. I can tell. I see the details. So put all the other crap and drama from outside of here away and focus on what's really important. You guys came here to show us what hard work you put into these things, right? So don't diminish that work by cheating.
There's no need for Jedi mind tricks here.
Yes.
Are we clear?
So you
Excellent.
don't hate us?
Crystal.
Oh, save that for Star Wars Celebration, okay?
Indeed. All right. Anything else we need to say, Numeri? I think we've made our point here.
And we will know.
Hmm,
We
yes.
will know.
We can sniff it out. I have a nose. I'm a lycanthropic individual. You might have sensed that.
You can
So
smell
no more
so well you
tricks.
can tell their credit score.
No more tricks. And also, too, again, leave that drama back where it came from. We don't have time for that. If you want to aim for one day going to World Cosplay Summit, oh, this behavior, not going to cut it.
Not sure they'd
Hopefully,
survive
we're
it.
understood.
Not sure if they're ready for that one yet, but you know what? This is a good starting spot.
It's a
But
good, everyone has to start somewhere.
this
And
is true.
eventually, if I plan on, I'm trying to talk to World Cosplay Summit, so then that way, Phoenix Comic Con, the masquerade can be a qualifier. But again, this kind of stuff, no, you don't think that some of the judges there are actually like me or like Layla? Trust me, there's always one of us.
Mm.
Always one of us. And the reason why is because of little things like this.
Mhm.
So
Little acts like this. That's why.
quick question as she like looks kind of back at Stormbringer. So not traditional people are part of the cosplay stuff all the time?
No, there are, but just know that there's always at least one of us.
We can always sniff it out.
We
if
have a
that's what you're
network.
wondering.
And
Indeed.
Stormbringer, what is one hobby that you have that's sort of masquerade breaking for you?
I don't know.
You could say
Axe throwing.
That's fine. That's cool. You'd be like, yeah, you can tell her that you like, yeah, I do axe throwing every so
Yeah,
often.
yeah. Didn't know that there were other cosplaying vampires. This is weird. No.
Trust me, it took a while. And I was one of the pioneers. I wanted other people like us to know that they can follow their dreams too.
Susie is like starry-eyed behind her. Like if Stormbringer is talking, like Susie is like senpai, like starry-eyed, like just anime blood tears and like starry-eyed, like behind her. Like, oh my god, now I love her even more.
Meanwhile, Stormbringer's like, we have a war that we're
Yeah, that's
fighting.
actually that's a good point. So really quick, Numuri, where do you fall on the vampire politics? Now, the Camarilla is a normal vampire government that's kind of more conservative. It's been around for a while, and there's the anarchy movement that is trying to break the norm, give more equality across the board. Where do you feel like Numuri would fall upon that sort of spectrum?
She tries to be like Switzerland because in the
neutral?
end,
Yeah.
it's neutral because in the end she knows that in general, the most of both sides don't really agree with people like herself being influencers where it could
Yeah,
actually break
breaking
the masquerade.
Mhm.
But because she's worked years upon years of mastering the masquerade, so then that way she could do what she loves,
Yeah.
she's tried to show that there's, if you want to be a creative, if you want to be an influencer, you can do it without basically putting others in danger. And so she's trying to show like, I don't really care about like all of that stuff
Politics,
and
yeah.
all that politics. I am just focused on being the best in the business that I'm currently in. So that's pretty much like, she's just worried about creating her brand.
Yeah.
She's not worried about all of the Camarilla and the anarchists like trying to
Yeah.
fight and all of that jazz. She's basically like, you can keep that where it's at. I'm trying to focus
my
on
Patreon
doing
money.
business. Yeah.
Respect
So
the
she,
dream.
that's, yes. So the
Exactly.
hustle, respect the hustle. So that's
Yeah.
pretty much where she's at with it.
Okay, so narratively, you do know that she is a part of the anarchy. Stormbringer is, so you are aware of that. But like you said, you don't really quite care. But if you want to pull upon that and mention it, you can do that. So at this moment, you guys like settle down and everything, and you go over to the curtain and undo it to watch the entire green room filled with these cosplayers, dead silent as they look over to you guys as you kind of exit, realizing that your raised voices was a little bit too loud, but
Yeah.
still they were like, or they all kind of like get back to hustling and trying to get ready for
Oh,
everything.
attention everyone. So Namuri is going to get everyone's attention.
Go
She's
back
like,
to quiet. Yeah.
You guys, I just want to say that me and Layla are so proud of you guys. We can tell that you pulled out all the stops this year, and let's just focus. And in that moment, she's going to use cloud memory to
Okay.
dominate the entire room. Let's just focus on bringing our A game and performance and entertaining that crowd. Let's hear it. Yeah?
So go ahead and do your roll. Do you know what it is, or do you want me to get it?
No, if you can tell me what that for the dominate, like
Okay.
what, because I know it's like I have to roll that and maybe
Yeah, I'm pretty
presence
sure-
or something,
Yeah, dominate. Here we go.
or manipulation
dominate,
maybe.
Cloud memory. It's free, so it's gonna be charisma and dominate. Versus the wits and the resolve of the room. So we're gonna say you just need 2 successes in order to get this.
Oh my god!
And you do have that one
okay.
free reroll if you need it.
As she does that,
Wait, how many am I supposed to have?
Oh yeah, okay.
2 successes.
Okay, that's 6.
That's okay. Yeah,
Nice.
you dominate their minds as they forget the last 5 minutes of everything, and they're like, "What were we doing?" And then they just go back
But
to
they should feel like
invigorated.
excited.
Yes.
Yeah. Like, but they
As
don't really know why
Yeah,
they were like what they were doing exactly.
As she says that, Evie will take her wand and throw it up over her head and say, "I will right wrongs and triumph over evil."
Did you Google Sailor Moon quotes?
Yes.
Nice.
Layla is going to hear
Okay,
that
we
and
can both play that game, Ronan.
Alucard quotes.
Layla is very happy about this and just says, "That's the spirit. Do it all from here." And pointing at his chest for his heart. All from here. Leave it all on the stage, everyone. You're all winners in our books.
So at this moment, you could hear the sounds of murmuring as there are some sort of heavy curtains that you kind of peel back and can see this auditorium is filled with audience members as they're all sort of watching and looking at this time. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a 10-minute break before we get into the second act of this sort of episode. You guys are doing so well. I'm so excited. And so remember, there is a giveaway going on for Umbral Oculus dice sets. So make sure to put UO in chat to be able to enter to win that set and everything. So just U as an umbrella, O as an Oscar, or sorry, Umbral, and then Oculus. So just put UO, the letters, and then that way you'll be entered in to win. And yeah, so we'll take our 10-minute break. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll be back in 10 minutes. See you guys soon. Perfect. Welcome back, everyone, to our second half of Phoenix by Night. This is a Vampire the Masquerade comedy series. It is our season finale as we are in the depths of the cosplay masquerade. They're ready to perform and everything. But before we continue with our story, one thing is we are doing a giveaway for Umbral Oculus dice, like an actual set of dice. If you haven't seen these dice, they're beautiful, they're artesian, and they're really, really awesome. I think the value is like $50, correct, for a set of these dice, so they're worthwhile. So to enter that, you're going to put UO in chat. Again, that's like U as an Umbral and O as an Oculus into chat, and then you'll be able to enter to win. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna go around the room to have everyone reintroduce themselves about how amazing and wonderful they are, and we're gonna start off with our main actress, Taryn Hackett.
Hi everybody, Taren Hackett, also known as Valrook on the Instagram and things. TTRPG streamer, general creative, and of course a dice maker for Umbral Oculus Dice. And you can catch me and follow me specifically for the dice. If you don't care about my other TTRPG adventures, you can follow my dice making adventures at UO_dice. But again, tonight playing the gawky awkward Susie. So
Yeah. And then going over to the King of West Virginia, who's playing his ideal character, a young adult female cosplayer, Ronan Fox.
That age-old story. Hey, I'm Ronan Fox. You can find me at Ronan Fox on Twitter, Instagram, TTRPG Performer, and Twitch streamer. And I stream D&D content now, starting now. We make adventures, craft worlds, all that sort of stuff as a community. So you can see that on Monday and Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Eastern, because that's a normal time. And tonight I'm playing Rena Flame's character. So that's me.
Perfect. And then going over to the very ever dreamy Andrew J. Alandy.
What's up, everybody? Hey, Andrew J. Alandy here, also known as Duralav. You can find me on the socials, Instagram and Twitter at Andrew J. Landy, or for fighting game content, which is what I'm primarily known for, Twitter at Duralath, and my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Duralath, where we do fighting games as well as a lot of other random stuff like Solasta, Crown of the Magister, and speed runs of Hades, if you're into that sort of thing. But overall, we've got a great story here, and again, just excited to dive in more with what's going on.
Yeah. And then the Anime Expo cosplay senpai, Utahime.
Hi guys, I am a cosplayer, streamer, and D&D TTRPG performer who loves all the things D&D TTRPG related. I'm Utahime. You can find me at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, and Brianna DeCoster on Twitter. And I am playing a cosplayer who's not human, but has a similar-ish sounding name, Namuri Hime. So yeah, let's see what happens now that it's performance time.
Yeah. And the ride or die homie from Arizona who's been to Phoenix Comic Con, Chesh Miles.
Hello. Yes, I am Chesh Miles. I am a Phoenix cosplayer, artist, and actress. You can mainly find me on TikTok nowadays at Chesh Miles. And you can also find me on Instagram. And tonight I am playing Stormbringer, the leader of the anarchist revolution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just to clarify, you're third in charge. So there are two people that are
Yes.
ahead of you,
Yes,
but
sorry, my
you are
bad.
one of the leaders. Yes. There's a very important reason I have stated that, but that'll be revealed at a dramatically appropriate like time and everything. So
Sorry.
right now, you're good. You're totally fine. Right now, what's happened so far in this episode is that Susie was informed of a time change for the cosplay masquerade. Desperate for help, she went to her sire, who said, "Whenever you need me, you can call me. Just put SOS, and I will come to you, no matter what it is." And she regrets that because she got summoned with that SOS, and it turns out she needs to get snuck in to a convention for her cosplay masquerade. But being the mature, wise, sympathetic sire that she is, she went ahead and did it. They crawled through the sewers to be able to get underneath the convention center. Went through, thanks with some help, they got through with giants, Eevee, and Pikachu bodysuits, and were able to go through the convention. They were able to mind control some con staff to let them bypass everything, and they got to the green room. In that green room, they met Eevee, who is played by the beautiful Ronan Fox. And she was preparing her Sailor Moon cosplay for the judges. They did a bit of a back and forth with one another before their idols came to judge them, which was Namuri and also Layla. And as they investigated their cosplay, they immediately saw that something was wrong. They summoned them to the back and gave them a scolding, letting them know that they too are supernatural beings. Namuri being a Nosferatu vampire who like glamours herself or does like a disguise with Ophisticate. And then Layla is a werewolf who is in his human form currently. And they explained the importance of integrity and honor when it comes to cosplay and how they can see through this. And they said that you cannot use any magic to amplify your cosplay like Eevee did, nor vampiric abilities to allure mortals to like their cosplay as well. So now, with their natural talent and natural performances, they're going to somehow have to draw upon their actual talents to be able to win this award and see who's the actual better performer and cosplayer between Eevee and Susie. And this is where our story will resume, as you see that the auditorium is filled to the brim. There's even people that are standing in the back row, or sorry, in the back and the sides and everything like that. Thankfully, there's no fire marshal here, so they don't say anything. So that's good. And everyone's excited to see this masquerade. As the other contestants are going up before you and performing, as you hear the sounds of skits and music and all these things going on. And in line, Eevee and Susie, you are next to each other. Stormbringer, you are in the area as well, not in the line, but you can hear everything and can interject if you'd like to. But Eevee and Susie, you are standing right beside one another. What would you guys like to do?
Susie is kind of making faces at Eevee when she's not looking. Like, and not necessarily even like in the catty way, but kind of like she used to do. Like kind of just like instinctually, like she's in line with Evie at a con and just instinctively kind of starts being her usual impish self, which is totally not Taryn in real life. And is like making faces, and like Evie is also noticeably shorter than Susie, and so like Susie again instinctively is like crouching down a little bit, like kind of doing the splits a little bit to be the same height behind her. Like just anything, like just again completely just
Now, Evie,
because.
you know that Susie, I almost said Taryn,
Yep. Same
Susie's
thing.
essentially being a brat and being like kind of obnoxious. That, you know, she's done this in the past. She usually gets this way when she has anxiety and all that kind of stuff. How do you feel like your character would respond in this situation? Would you be okay with it? Annoyed?
So she's trying to focus, trying to be stoic, because she knows what's coming up, and she knows she's also before Susie. So she's going to just sort of look ahead while she's doing her crazy thing behind her, um, and just say, "It's kind of weird, isn't it?"
Yeah, like a little bit.
It's been a weird year.
Tell me about it. I have to wear a lot of sunscreen now.
Forever.
Yeah, and like forever, ever. Um, what happened? Because like we were literally here like this like a year ago.
Well, I don't I don't know. It's just
I mean, we've been friends since like junior high, and you kind of just stonewalled me.
well, like what you did this year, like the sort of trials you went through to prove how much you wanted to be here. That's how I felt last year. And I just didn't think you felt the same way.
I mean, I thought we were just kind of having fun because that's what it always was just us having fun, and I didn't think he would do that.
It was fun, but it was also supposed to be something we would see through to the end.
Now, your guys' mind kind of reels a little bit as you relive the moments of last year's Phoenix Comic Con, as you had this cosplay group. I'm gonna let Ronan decide, what was your guys' cosplay group that you guys were gonna like dress as.
Um, literally the first thing that came to my head was Ninja Turtles.
Gender bent.
If you
Ninja
want to, you
Turtles.
can do it.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay,
gender
Ninja
bent
Turtles.
Ninja Turtles.
Perfect. So, you guys were gonna be gender bent Ninja Turtles, and you worked your butt off.
Michelangelo.
Exactly. You guys worked your butt off to it. You had a group together. It started as very casual and everything. But unfortunately, you remember and are sort of reliving the decision in your mind to replace Susie with Arizona's top cosplayer, Jesh Miles, to ensure that you won awards for, like, you know, the cosplay masquerade and everything like that. So you kind of relive that hurt and that guilt and that all that sort of stuff as you guys dwell upon that in this moment, and shattered you guys' friendship and broke Susie's heart and all that kind of stuff. And life hasn't quite been the same since. And that all of this is relived in this brief sort of moments while you guys are shuffling one step before the next as performers go take the stage and perform. And I'll give you guys the stage again.
To me, it was just kind of, it was kind of like Amiri said, like it was fun, but it's also a lot of hard work, and it felt like the rest of us were putting in more work than you were.
Yeah, but I didn't think I'd lose my friend.
Yeah. Um.
So before you can respond, as you're like kind of left with that sort of that weight and that burden of sort of guilt, what happens at this moment is that you would I would feel so bad. Don't betray your friends.
Like,
No.
I saw that. and I
Don't
couldn't
do
help
it. I'm not worth it.
Okay, so as she leaves you with that and gets sort of the final word in, as you're trying to process what you should say in this moment, and might not be able to clearly communicate your feelings, they call up, and our next performer,
Contestant number 48.
exactly, yeah. So is Evie? I don't know if she gave a last name, so you can make up the last name if you want to. Well, have Utahime make up the last name, so go ahead and like call her on stage if you want to.
Evie Lawson as Sailor Moon.
So
Oh.
your heels click as you walk up the stage and you get to the thing. So can you describe what your performance is?
Yeah, it's basically it's just the intro song for Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And she's hitting signature poses. And I assume there's usually a mic somewhere in there, up there. So she'll hit a couple of signature lines and then end with that sort of twirly motion thing, the GIF that everyone uses for Sailor Moon.
Sure.
That's how she'll end it. Yeah.
So go ahead and do your charisma and your performance. Now, Evie, I think, is an influencer build, so she should have highest marks for both of those things.
Yeah, yeah. Oh my God. I rolled 7 die and got 1 crit, so 2 successes. Hold on, I'm gonna use willpower.
Sure. You also have your free reroll if you'd like to use that as well. Yeah.
Okay, how do I do a free reroll?
You just reroll one of them. Yeah. And then you reroll one, and then you can spend that willpower if you want to reroll 3 other ones as well.
Okay, so I'll roll 4 more. Jesus, I only got 2 more successes. 4 total successes.
4 total? Okay, that's good enough. So you give it your all as you take to the stage. You feel vulnerable and naked as you cannot use magic to amplify your costume or anything like that. But you take to the stage in front of all these sort of mortals, and especially you can feel the eyes of Namiri and Layla burning into you. As we'll say that you guys are on stage with, which is not traditional, but we'll say you guys are off to the side, but still on stage with Evie. If you'd like to say anything to Evie or anything in a hushed tone away from the mic, if you'd like. No? Okay. So you guys, so Evie, you take to the stage, you perform and do exactly what you said you do. But at the end of your performance, you an audible rip can be heard from you, and you can feel that your movement is a bit more free and not as restrictive as it was before. As there's a gasp, an audible gasp that happens for everyone. Yeah, good job, 10-10. And yeah, and that as you are stunned and mortified, you continue with your performance, but the sheer sight of your costume breaking and tearing definitely marks down a lot of points. You can already tell
my sleeves fell off, didn't they?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Yep. And then yeah, and then you take off you walk off stage still with your head held. How do you feel Evie would respond to something like that, like taking a big L?
Actually, I think probably normally okay, but with everything that's happened, it's going to be more defeated than typical. So she would probably have her head kind of hanging a little low.
Okay, perfect. Still with as much grace as you can muster in this moment, you exit
It's
the stage.
it's high until she reaches the curtain, and then it's just
You are crushed as you walk off stage and do whatever you feel you would do, whether it be wipe your tears away, just sit and dwell about everything or whatever. Other cosplayers are coming to you and being like, you did a great job. I'm so sorry about your, costume. We can help repair it if you need to. Just trying to be supportive and empathetic. Now, Susie, you have a mix of emotions as you are standing there. You watched your rival, your nemesis, the person you held so much anger for and frustration, go to the stage, and then she did a great job, but then her costume ripped, and that filled you with empathy for your former best friend who you legit loved, as a like a family member and all that kind of stuff and everything. And then, but at the same time, you have a surge of confidence that all you have to do is nail this, and you will have succeeded in your goal of beating Evie in this cosplay masquerading contest and everything. So you go and take to the stage, and you pass by Layla as well as Namiri. Would you guys like to say anything to Susie before she performs?
Usually judges don't.
Okay, perfect.
It's usually just basically they'll be like
Neutral
contestant
and
number
kind of like
49.
Right. There's always that.
It's never
works.
like, yeah, it's always the hosts that are introducing the
Right.
cosplayer, and then
Yeah.
it just basically you would see where Namuri has like a tablet.
Yeah.
So she's basically, that's how she's keeping her notes. Like at least for Namuri, I don't know how Layla would do it, but basically that's
Layla's
what she does.
not as composed as Namiri. Let's
Does he do the Riker sit? As he,
yeah. He's just sitting arms folded, taking it all in and making mental notes, whatever that means to him, to be perfectly honest. But yeah.
Okay. So Susie, you take to the stage. Could you please explain your performance?
So Susie will walk on and kind of do a very graceful bow, very again, like totally just doing everything she can to embody the glory that is Alucard, and yes, love you. And so she will pull her cosplay sword and begin basically doing kind of fencing poses, and definitely like there's kind of a waltz to it, like 100% there's a flip to it, that with her newfound, like frankly with like her newfound like actual physique, not vampiric ability, she's just kind of jacked now.
Don't get exhausted or tired.
Yeah, so she definitely does some of that, and then ends like in front of the mic, and frankly, like she ends in front of the mic, points the sword down, and looks up, and is just like, God, you still think you're funny, and then like bows, and that's her. Like, so there's like a dance and fencing poses and things, and then it ends there.
So go ahead and do charisma and performance.
Okay, we'll see.
I don't think you're good at those things. Yeah,
I'm not that kind of vampire, y'all.
You're
okay. What's the difficulty?
No difficulty. You're just gonna see how many you get.
3 successes, because I got a critical.
Okay. That works. So with 3 successes, you do a great job. Like Evie probably would have beat you had her costume not ripped, but your craftsmanship holds together, as the costume looks phenomenal and the performance was great. It was, there were some performers that performed better than you, but your costume is one of the best. As the judges are kind of like reviewing it. Now there's a bit of a sort of a brief moment of pause as you like look on the stage. Everyone's clapping and everyone's cheering and are super excited by your performance, when suddenly you hear the sound of the fire alarm begin to screech and scream, and everyone kind of like looks confused, but they start like getting up and exiting out of the ways. And the judges look confused as well. They exchange glances, as this rarely ever happens, almost never. And you guys all kind of like are guided to go to the back room, where you see other mortals like producers and I don't even know what they're called, not PAs, but whatever, kind of direct people to be like, I'm gonna need everyone to go to the nearest exits and to get out of here. Everyone come on, please go with that. So as is happening, Susie, you feel this surge and rush of like almost ecstasy of performing and doing a great job, and then suddenly it's snatched from you. The wind is taken from your sails, as it's probably null and void at this point. You're unsure of what's going to happen with the judges, the masquerade, the awards, or anything like that, as this is a huge interruption. And how do you think Susie would feel at this moment as she's walking off stage?
Not great. She's a bruja and she has a really bad temper, and this is something she's been working for a very long time on. I'm just going to do myself a favor real quick, and I'm going to roll one of my Umbral D20s to see how we don't react good.
Okay.
That's all that really matters. So she my dice don't so my dice like other people, they don't like me. I have already, this has been proven to me. Other people have told me that they roll great. I roll them and
Mine roll great, yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't do that for me. They don't like mom. And so I rolled a 1. So she her pupils turn red. Which is kind of okay, because she's already wearing contacts. But her pupils extend a little bit beyond the contacts, so now it looks like she's wearing the larger lenses when she was not. And her nails are definitely kind of getting a little pointy. And she's becoming a little like, if you're paying attention and she wasn't already in a vampire cosplay, she's looking a little more feral.
Vampiric, yeah. So
yes.
What you do is you walk off stage, and every step, like your heart breaks, you know, that the dagger just slips in a little bit deeper and like twists as this is the moment you've been working so hard for, you know, to beg Stormbringer to let you be here, to deal with the Baron and, you know, earning your vampiric license and dealing with necromancers, to going into that dream world and surviving, and then going back to your cosplay, you know, trying to chill out and not getting the relaxation you needed from by just getting fabric, and you had to deal with the Coven of Witches and fight another, you know, a demon, and rip its rib cages, you know, out and apart and everything. And at this point, you're losing your humanity as you get more and more into a vampiric state. Now, almost all mortals have gone from this area, and the few that remain are Nimuri, Layla, Evie, and Stormbringer, as you guys are all sort of like lingering just a little bit, and you can feel this abnormal or unnatural presence of Susie just going full feral and into a frenzy. Now around you, Susie, are chairs, are curtains, are various pieces of equipment for like audio and all this kind of stuff, and everything. So what would you like to pick up and destroy or smash, or what do you feel like you would do?
I straight up pick up one of the like cheap foldy tables, and I just kind of like grab like the 5-foot table on each end and just bend it the other way, like, and just fold it backwards, and then like drop it on the ground. Like, yeah, she just takes it and bends and folds it the wrong way.
Give me a strength check, and also a strength and athletics, or you can do potence or whatever you feel is appropriate here. Okay. But all of you witnessed and can hear the sound of Susie full-blown breaking the masquerade and pulling upon all of her strength as a vampire to destroy, you know, furniture and equipment sort of around in a feral
there's no humans, right, in the area?
There might be like some, but they're filtering out. They're just kind of like, so they're not but getting out. Yeah, but the sound of the alarms is no.
Did they notice they didn't see it? Okay,
they're distracted basically.
Okay,
yeah.
That is 2 successes.
2 successes. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna say that you're frustrated. You didn't mean to, like, you know, do this, but still you're able to succeed as you pick up this folding table and just like shatter it and break it and then throw it to the ground with all of your might. As you did, you already give a vampire kiss?
I did.
Okay,
perfect.
Yeah,
I made it at Evie.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, perfect. So how would you guys like to react to the situation, seeing this young vampire flip out?
So Nimuri would basically run forward at like just full speed and basically grab, after Susie did that and dropped it, basically grab her arms where like they would be down to her side or where she couldn't move them, but like basically kind of pushing her like it like further into the wing. So like with, you know, basically because she doesn't know if maybe somebody might turn around because of the noise.
Yeah.
So kind of like moving her. And then it's like, listen, I know how it feels when your dream has been crushed or you feel like it has. You did a good job up there. Don't do this. You're going to regret it.
What is your strength score naturally?
It's a 2.
2? What is your strength score, Susie, naturally? Oh, it's also 2? Okay.
Are we gonna do contest?
Yeah, go and do contest. So go ahead and roll for strength and athletics to see if you're. Strength and athletics to see if you can hold Susie as she's getting more hench and more swole.
Okay.
You got three? Okay. You got three? Okay. So it's a bit of a stalemate as you both try to move. You try to move her and she resists as she's so pissed and frustrated, but it's a stalemate. So she stays exactly where she is and she is restrained and unable to do anything at this moment. Would anyone else like to try to
You
interject?
don't want to get killed,
Layla is
and then you
definitely
can't
gonna interject.
create anymore. Do you get what I'm saying?
And then Layla?
Layla's gonna go over to Nimuri and Susie and also try to put a hand on Susie as well. Not fully going strength just yet, you know, like because he sees that Nimuri's they're at a stalemate, but trying to also be calming and speak to Susie. There will be other competitions. Trust me with this one.
Yes.
Other competitions. This is not the time. Not the time to as they say, go full bore. You might perhaps calm down, my dear. Calm.
And then Stormbringer, what would you like to do?
I'm definitely going to try and join them, but they physically seem to have her under control.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna just be like, get a freaking grip. Like, this is not what we're doing right now. This is not how we act in public.
Well, and like absolutely as a Bruja, like
Mhm.
you will definitely notice that like it's definitely a little bit of that nature and like a frenzy building, and she's like just struggling to grip it as well as being heartbroken and shattered.
And you can see her fake fangs are falling out and her real fangs are like protruding. And you see, yeah, that her eyes have gone feral red, her talons are out, and her muscles are like flexing and spasming.
So
I'm loving this for you, but we can't be doing it here.
Proud of you? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm very proud and I'm loving this energy, but like it's wrong place, wrong time.
This is not the embodiment. That's only for stage, not like full on embodiment. You get what I'm saying? No.
So, Evie, you were also in this presence. You feel you were heartbroken and expecting, and kind of like, saw Susie give the performance of her life. She did a great job. Her costume is clearly like superior to yours because it was able to be, stay controlled. And do you feel like you'd feel pride for your sort of friend, or would it be bitterness? What do you feel like Evie's feeling right now?
Well, actually, I was trying to remember last episode, and I mean, Susie didn't do this in front of Evie before, correct? So
she destroyed that demon pretty violently, so it did show display of strength. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So, but she's not seen her. I'm trying to remember what Brie was doing, but anyway, I would assume she hasn't seen her like this
Feral.
necessarily.
Yeah,
So,
she's
like
never lost
completely
herself.
losing,
Yeah.
losing control. So she's actually a little afraid for Susie.
Mhm.
So she's going to go up to her, assuming she's still held, and kind of put her hand on Susie's face and say, "Look, you did it. You did it. This is what you wanted to do. Hey, my thing's falling. You did it. This is the thing you wanted to accomplish. You finished. Who cares about judging and that sort of thing? You wanted to make a thing, and you made a thing, and it's you did it."
So go ahead and roll with everyone's like help and everything like that. So Evie, you're gonna roll for charisma, and we're gonna say persuasion. We're gonna do 3 extra dice for Evie, Layla, and Nimuri's help.
Okay.
And what would yours be? No, we're just gonna say
sure
we're
and
we're gonna say it's gonna be 3 successes you're gonna need in order to get this one.
yeah,
I got 6.
that's good because the most I could roll, the absolute max, if it's anything with composure, and honestly any of her other stats, it's too. She can roll 4 max, my dude. She's not a social vampire.
I believe you can do a rouse check to give you 1 extra dice in whatever you
okay.
need to, but you'd risk getting more hunger. So Evie, what'd you roll?
I got 6.
6. You're able to convince her. So as everyone's kind of like, you need to calm down, you need to stop this, this, there's going to be more convention in the future, you don't have to do this right now. If someone sees you, there will be a blood hunt, there will be second inquisition, all that kind of stuff, but none of it's all white noise to you as you just feel like an immense rage come over you as you're struggling super hard. Yeah, and you can feel Numuri like losing her grip on you, but Evie does come over, places her hand on your face, and you haven't felt her touch in a long time. But it's enough to break you from your sort of feral rage as she. What did you say, Evie? One more time.
Basically, that your goal was to complete a cosplay, and that's what you did.
And the words kind of strike home as you sort of calm yourself down and your fangs like retract and your eyes kind of go back to its normal state. And you take a series of deep, vampires don't need to breathe, but you visibly try to calm yourself sort of down. And you are back to being in control of everything. And yeah, does anyone have heightened senses?
I mean, I have
Do I?
pretty good awareness. I mean,
If you do, it's going to be in your disciplines.
oh no.
Okay.
Okay, I thought you meant
Yeah,
just like
yeah.
in general, like who has a high awareness or whatever.
Okay,
Never mind.
so only Susie. So Susie, as you're kind of like processing everything that happened, of this like being in the climax of success and victory, and that being snatched away from you, due to this fire alarm that is just blazing super hardcore. In between the siren like screaming, you can hear the sounds of shuffling feet. You can feel the ground have a lot of force and movement sort of come into the building, and you can hear the sounds of like radio chatter slightly. It's hard to make out from this point, but you can hear that from the distance. That doesn't seem normal at all.
Would I get would it sound familiar to when the dirt bags came into the IKEA or whatever?
Yes, yeah, it definitely does.
Okay. Thanks. I think we might have company. It sounds Evie, it sounds like those guys again.
What's Dan's last name?
Heaven Song.
Of
So
course
it's like
it
Van
is.
Helsing, but like
Oh, yeah.
Dan Heaven Song. Yeah.
You mean Heaven Songs Men?
Yeah, I can hear like radios or something again. We should probably like go look around.
Where you're at
Didn't
now
we
is
kill them?
you are in the green
All
room
the
currently,
time.
and there is a heavy curtain that is blocking visibility from the stage and the sort of green room area to the actual auditorium, the rest of it. So if you want to, you can peel it back to reveal more or whatever you'd like to do.
Yeah, I would like to sneak to it and do.
All right, you peel it back to see about maybe like 40 Second Inquisition members that are piling sort of into this sort of building, and you hear them be like, oh, "It's okay, we're just gonna do a routine check of everything. Don't mind, which is like convention stuff." And we're a cosplay group as they all like pile into this auditorium, and the radio chatter is sort of going wild, being like, we've absolutely located them on the camera. There seems to be multiple vampires here, potentially some werewolves that have entered this sort of like convention and all this kind of stuff. We feel like we've cornered one of the most prominent members that seems to be a very, very strong vampire by the name of Stormbringer, like codename Stormbringer. So and then you hear that with your heightened senses. No one else does, but as the curtain peels back, you kind of Scooby-Doo, like have your heads pile on top of each other to see that there's like heavily armed, and you all know this as supernatural beings. Yeah, that this is like bad sort of news. As there is an exit door next to you if you'd like to try that.
I would like to begin to sneak that way. Yeah, so we should start going as Susie's already going that direction. Yeah, they know that we're all here, and they know that you, Stormbringer, are here, and they know there's a werewolf, and we should go. And Susie is like, "I go this way."
Fantastic. This
Love
is
it.
all I needed right now. And then for Namuri, because of the fact that as a Nos, would she know of a secret passageway that basically she could lead everyone to go in that direction to basically avoid
It's going to be
the drama.
difficult because there is a sewer grate that you came through. That's usually how you travel through conventions.
Yeah.
If it's daytime, but all exit doors sort of face the sun, thanks to Arizona being a very sunny sort of state.
So you're saying that the sewer grate, or like where I usually would basically
is a bit of a distance from here. Yeah, you need to leave the auditorium.
Okay, got it. So it's not like I would know there's another back way that basically would be without sunlight.
Correct. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. And you feel the as you go over to the exit door, you can feel it like jut from the other side if there's someone's trying to open it, but you hear that someone from the outside being like, it's locked, like find another way in, as they're hustling over and all that kind of stuff. So you five are in a very spicy situation as the Second Inquisition are here and they are looking for you. What would you guys like to do? Whether it be explode into action or to try to hide or sneak or whatever you feel is appropriate. Evie?
I just had a question. So when we peeked out, I'm assuming I did not see any of my coven.
There were a couple members that are in there that are kind of like surprised, and we're gonna say that I'm sorry, I forgot this narrative detail. So while in the audience, you did spot like Reginald and a bunch of other people that are from the Anarchy's side, as well as the Camarillas people, like the Baron and a couple other people who were there to actually go and support this. And same with some werewolves that are in the audience, as well as your coven members. And as the Second Inquisition pour in, they begin to fight back, like sort of against them as much as they can, because they're like, that's definitely a witch. We can use some of our stuff to be able to equipment to identify this, and they're engaging in combat as you hear bullets fire off and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Namiri?
So Namuri would basically try to stealth to grab her tablet so she can use ShrekNet to try to basically contact other people in the network to basically come assist with the situation.
So you pull out your like cell phone or your tablet and everything,
Yeah.
and try to send an SOS sort of thing. Stormbringer, what would you like to do?
That was also on Stormbringer's agenda with her. She has a smartphone, so she'll also be kind of texting and getting her hatchet off of her side, and she's ready to
use your limited
to
technology
play.
skills to be able to.
But awkwardly texting and then pulling a already bloody hatchet. And
Perfect. And then Layla?
Layla's gearing up. Mr. Not Technically Savvy. In the event of a fight, if he has to go down swinging, and he's saying to himself and just thinking, oh god, it had to be at this event. If this is my final hurrah, well, fuck it.
Perfect. And then Susie, what would you like to do? As everyone is processing the situation and readying up.
Yeah. Susie takes off the jacket and throws it down and just kind of rips off the sleeves at this point, she's just kind of and of course she takes the jacket off. The little billowy white shirt can be replaced. The jacket was a lot of work, so she throws the jacket off to the side to protect it. The wig comes off. Her normal bright ass orange hair is there. We're leaving the rest on though, the Victorian boots and the waistband. Everything else is staying on because we got to look good while we're doing this.
Aesthetics,
Yes. But she's definitely kind of not going into a frenzy, but she's definitely ready to go. But she is looking to see immediately, since they're basically surrounded, right? Yeah. Are there any kind of rafters above them, or is it the crappy tile ceiling? What am I looking at?
Very high up are going to be sort of rafters a little bit. Yeah.
How high is very high?
It'll be 30 feet up. Yeah. So.
Oh, I would like to blink up a wall or a pillar and get up on the rafter because I can do that.
Do you know what the score, the skill check is for that?
Let me double check.
If not,
because let's see, I actually have that one pulled up because that's one that I have. Blink, it just says the vampire can it's blink / traversal. The vampire can run up walls or across water with a successful check, but it doesn't say.
So it'll be one rouse check. So go and do that rouse check, which is going to be a simple D10, and and you need a 6 or higher to be okay. If you fail, it's you can still proceed, but you get one more hunger.
Yeah. That is a 7.
Okay, you succeed. Now you're gonna need to make a dexterity and athletics check.
Cool.
So for this one, we'll say that you're gonna need 2 successes in order to get to the top as you sort of like parkour or Naruto your way up.
Naruto.
Dagnab, here we go. Ready for this?
Oh wow.
How many successes did you get?
6.
6? Okay. The crosses means that there's okay, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's no problem at all as you turn into Naruto and just like bounce off the wall and get up to the rafters, and you feel it shake a little bit from your sudden movement, but you're up there. As you can clearly see everyone, as you can feel, or sorry, not feel, but you can see downstairs by that exit door that you were just by, they're starting to pound on it with some sort of material. You're not sure it's a battering ram or whatever it is, but they're trying to break their way in from that exit door from the outside. And yeah, so going over to Evie, what would you like to do in this situation?
She is without cover,
Magic,
surrounded by surrounded by witches.
You are the witches are in the auditorium.
I mean,
at this
surrounded by
current moment.
vampires, not
Correct.
not
Yeah,
witches.
yeah.
She's going to try to get a better vantage point, I think. So what she's going to try to do is sneak around to see if she can get in a location where she can see more of her coven and support them, because she's not really much of a fighter. So
You
she
can
says,
get
I'm going to
either-
be my own kind of princess, and then tries to
You're a literal magical girl at this moment as you're
That's
in your
right.
Sailor Moon outfit. You can cast magic. So
That's right.
so there are a couple of options. One is a stage that you can get on top of. That will give you the vantage point of the whole auditorium and everything, but you'll be exposed because there's, everyone can see you. Alternatively, there is a ladder nearby leading up to the rafters that you can climb, but it is quite a bit of a climb, so you'll have to make a dexterity athletics check in order to
Is
to
the
climb all the
ladder
way up
sort
there.
of out of sight, out of mind type of ladder? Like it's not like leaning out.
Yeah, it's like
in the...
by the wall, and it just goes
Okay.
all the way up and then onto the rafters. Yeah.
I
Okay,
didn't ask
let's
about a ladder. I should have asked about a
try
It's
that.
fine. It's all good.
I
You're
am
gonna
a
try to go up a
human,
ladder?
so yeah,
Okay.
let's try that.
So you take your wand and you put it between your teeth and you begin to climb. So go ahead and do a we're gonna say dexterity athletics.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna need 2 successes. If you succeed, you get all the way to the top. If you fail, you're gonna be midway.
I'm midway. I got one
Okay.
success.
Oh.
You're midway up there as you're like and the weight of the wig is starting to weigh on you.
Sorry, I
As,
have to breathe oxygen, guys. It's gonna take me a minute.
So going over to we're gonna say Stormbringer. What would you like to do?
So I'm gonna come. We were like behind the curtains and stuff, right?
Correct. So
Okay.
no one knows you guys are there at this moment.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm going to head past that curtain and
Well, we're gonna say what happens at this moment is that if you're gonna go for it, then I'll help you out. Where
I'm
the
gonna-
exit door right next to you guys shatters open as they used a battering ram, and they drop the battering ram and begin to breach into the room. So there are 3 soldiers that have entered the room with like assault rifles essentially pointed. So Stormbringer, you have narrative control as your.
well, I guess I don't want to leave the behind the curtain now that there's more back here.
Yeah.
Um,
On their name tags are Larry, Barry, and Jerry.
Wait, but did sunlight come through though?
It poured into a little bit, but only into sort of like a cone.
Okay.
So you can like dance out of the cone.
jump
Yeah.
back. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna kind
That's
of
a good
step
question.
back and wait for them to come out of the sunlight. And as soon as they do, I'm gonna start swinging my axe at one of them and trying not to get shot.
Perfect.
'Cause I
You
brought an
rush up.
axe to a what'd you say, an AR-15
Assault rifle fight.
fight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay, so what should I use?
So it's up to you. You can use your strength and then your melee if you have like a lot of points to it. Otherwise, you can use brawl, which is just your throwing hands. Or if you have certain abilities in your disciplines, like lethal body or whatever might be there, you can choose to activate one of those.
What does lethal body do?
So lethal body, if you choose to activate it, will make it so that you are so strong that with your unarmed attacks, you can do 2 damage, in addition to whatever you do. Yeah.
Okay, I want to do that because I do have that.
Sure. Let me go ahead and pull that up really quick to make sure I
Okay.
understand what check you're going to need to do. And it's going to be...
I also have Cloak of Shadows. I feel like I should put that to use at some point.
Yeah, if you don't move at all, that's when it'll activate, I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, Lethal Body, it's free. So, users' unarmed attacks can now do aggravated health damage to mortals. If desired, they also ignore one level of armor per potency of the user. Using this power, the ability... Yeah, okay, so you're totally fine. It's just you flex and you get swole immediately.
Okay, cool.
You turn into a power lifter. And
Love
you go up to... Would you like to attack Larry, Barry, or Jerry at this?
Jerry looked at me funny, so
Okay.
It's Jerry's turn to die.
Perfect. You approach Jerry, and then you take out your hands. You're ready to throw them. As you're gonna do strength and then brawl are the
Strength
two
and
you're
brawl.
gonna use. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I don't need my hunger dice. Okay. I got 9, 9, 8. Is that a 9 or 6? 9. Okay, I got like 3 9s and an 8 and then a 5.
Okay. So you had 1 failure, so that's like 4 successes.
Cool.
So that's super, super good. And to make this easy on myself, we're just gonna do this. So ignore... What is your potency score? So in your disciplines, you should have potency. Then how many black dots do you have with it?
2.
2? Oh, you negate it. Okay, cool. And yeah. So describe to me how you'd like to murder Jerry.
So I'm simply going to move too fast for him. He is not able to move his trigger finger in time for me to come up on the side and grab the front of the gun and push it up. So anything he does shoot goes into the ceiling.
It's like...
Yep. And I still have my hatchet, so I'm just going to bring that down on the back of his head.
Okay, perfect. And you do so as it just cleaves, it just like chops it off, and Barry and Jerry are like, "Oh God!" Or no, Barry and Larry. So
yeah, I took out Jerry.
Yeah. And perfect. So at this moment, one of them's died. There's blood on the ground, which makes you have a source to feed on if you'd like to. And then going over to Namiri, what would you like to do? There's 2 people in here, Jerry and Barry, or
Okay.
Barry and Gary.
Very- Okay, and they have moved forward where it's like basically like the sunlight is not basically a danger to Namuri at this point.
Correct. They're in the they're slightly in the sun. One of them is, we'll say Barry is directly in sunlight, and Gary is not. He's off in the sort of shadows.
You said Gary is in
Larry.
the shadows?
Yeah. Oh, Larry. Sorry.
Larry in the shadow.
Larry.
You did this
Why
to
did I
yourself.
Give these stupid names. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so basically Namuri is going to basically embody Kenshin in that moment. So you see where she crouches down and she takes her stance like a real samurai would.
Yeah.
She's going full Batosai on this fool Larry. And so she's going to basically, as swift once she gets into that position and she crouches down, just full speed, just unsheathing the sword and basically with it's still a reverse blade because she actually created a real reverse blade sword. So she basically is going to full on hit this
That
guy
good of
with the reverse
cosplayer.
blade sword and try to hit him.
Okay.
So
So it's up to you. You can use strength or dexterity, and then you're going to use your melee, which is your katana.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, unsheath your sword.
Yeah,
Yes.
all EVCs is this.
Yeah. Everyone's like, "Psst." Yeah.
Want to see me run to that mountain and back?
Oh
So
my
you do it
God.
again?
Wait, oh my God, wait, okay, hold on. So that's so that was 3 of the critical dice. So that means like that's 6 successes plus another just regular
So
success.
3 crits?
3 crits
so-
and 1 regular.
Wow. Okay. Well, 7. I'm not even gonna
Yeah,
do the math.
7.
So they have 2
Um,
protection for their body armor. So it reduces it by 2, so you have 4, but they only have 3 health. So yeah, you succeed. Go ahead and describe how you murder Larry.
So basically, in that moment, it was just like so graceful. She's just like full on. You just almost where it almost looks like a scene from the live action Ruini Kenshin film where she just squats down and then she within a just a blink of an eye removes the sword from from its hilt and basically slices this person's neck with the reverse blade sword, where it probably normally shouldn't pierce the skin because
Yeah.
it's reverse supposed to be one that
It's like a
doesn't do
blunt. You
lethal.
like break their neck.
The strength, basically, with that strength, it basically breaks the person's neck, but it doesn't tear the skin. Like
Yeah.
basically the head is still attached. It's just full on like.
Oh.
And the person drops, and then basically you see where she quickly flicks the sword back and then sheaths it again and gets ready to attack again.
Perfect. Layla,
Who's left?
there is Barry in the sunlight, which sunlight doesn't matter to you.
Oh, I was gonna ask if sunlight affects me. So, seeing that Larry and Jerry have been dispatched, to put it lightly, Layla's gonna go after Barry with his bare hands and basically dive and attack Barry. So.
Would you like to like partially transform into a werewolf or go full blown into your sort of werewolf form? Now, this is kind of janky because I had to like make it up because I don't have Werewolf the Apocalypse. So my rationale is that if you go full blown transition, you can't easily go back to human. You have to like really try and struggle to do a willpower check. If you partially transform, you're gonna stay at your normal stats and everything. So like if you transform, you get buffer and stronger. But if you stay as partial, then
If I don't transform, do I still have access to feral weapons though?
Correct. You have access to it's like you partially transforming.
Yeah, I'm still gonna like partially transform just to get the speed. So it's probably like in my legs a transformation. Sure. But I'm pretty sure like my upper half is still gonna remain remain human. Let's call it that. But yeah, I'm gonna go and just basically jump attack at Barry, and basically try to jump and try to grab his neck while doing a flip over him. If I'll succeed,
Perfect. Okay, so you're gonna do a strength check, and then you're gonna do a brawl.
Let's do that. 6. Wow, there were only 3 successes there.
Okay, so you do have your free reroll, and you can do a willpower check to reroll if you'd like to.
Let me do that free reroll then.
Sure, go for it.
Oh, that was worse. That was doing nowhere at 2. Can I willpower reroll then, or
go for it? Yeah. So what that means is that you're gonna look at the willpower that you have, and you're simply gonna reduce it by 1.
So 3 left. Okay, and then how many can I reroll with the
3? Up to 3. Yeah.
Ooh, we're now at 5 successes.
Perfect. So that is enough to murder Barry. Go ahead and describe how you're gonna murder Barry.
So Barry is about to get full on wrestling moved here. Layla, half transforms to get a little boost of momentum, and he straight jumps at Barry. And what he does is he actually catches Barry and basically like tries to jump over him and catches his head and puts him in a headlock as he's flipping over him. And as he lands, Layla just lands, and as he's landing, straight up bends Barry's neck backwards and basically snaps his neck. So basically Barry's going from here to basically the head is completely snapped off at this point as Layla lands and releases the head, and you see Barry's head just completely basically like snapped, not torn off the body. He went for a snap just to send a point there, and that's the end of one Barry.
Perfect. Okay.
I just wanted to throw out there real quick. Get you somebody that looks at you like Utahime just looked at Duralath while he was describing murdering Barry. Just get you somebody that looks at you like
support,
that. All right?
Exactly.
Just
like, yeah,
that's my man. Yeah, exactly.
So proud. We're breaking necks out here in these streets.
Oh yes,
I can do it.
You definitely see from who'd you kill? Larry's vest comes a photo that seems pretty recent of the three of them being like, we just graduated training, and it's dated yesterday. And so Evie, go ahead and make me a composure and we're gonna say etiquette check to see if you can stop yourself from throwing up after hearing the sounds of necks breaking and
Yeah,
Fair.
Susie's just getting hungry.
I got 1 crit and 1 regular, so 3 successes.
6. Okay, that's what you needed. So today you've almost pooped yourself, you've almost peed yourself, and you've almost thrown up, but you've kept it together. And
So I'm
you're
just
sailing
running
with
up the
outfit.
stairs going,
You're still a proper magical girl as you make it to the rafters, and with Susie, like you guys are next to each other, and you can see that the Second Inquisition members are moving in and like opening fire on all these different places, including you'll see that there are more people coming in from the exit place. So you'll see that Second Inquisition member Mary is coming in and aiming at Layla, who is like in the sunlight, essentially. And so do you have rapid reflexes?
me? No, I don't think
No,
I
it'll
do.
be Layla.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say.
Rapid reflexes.
It'll be in your
I
disciplines.
do not see that.
Okay. So, what's gonna happen is, let me see, 3 successes. Okay, so you're gonna make a dexterity, and we're gonna do athletics roll, and see how many successes you get.
So you said Dex and Athletics?
Yes, correct.
Holy crap! Only 2? Wow, these
you get-
digital dice suck ass.
So, she did get 1 success on you. So what's gonna happen is that you're gonna take 1 superficial damage. So what that means is that you're gonna look at your health pool.
Yep.
And you're gonna go ahead and just put a line somewhere like around there or whatever. You can do it on physical paper and all that.
Yeah.
So what that means is that you don't get that much affected by like normal bullets. Like
Yeah.
they bruise you, they hurt you, and all kind of stuff. So they'll give you a thing of superficial damage. When it fills your bar completely, that's gonna go to aggravated, and aggravated can kill you if it gets full blown.
Okay.
Yeah, to the thing. So Mary did aim her gun, fire, and did hit you. As your costume does have a bit of hole into it.
Yeah.
And,
Layla's gonna look at Mary and be like, just a flesh wound.
and Mary was definitely gonna be like, oh shit, there's a werewolf. As she was like, change your bullets to silver. As you hear some people like taking out their ammo and begin to change it. Susan.
I would like to. Are there like stage lights? Like the
Yes.
big- Susie would like to take one. Like if it's possible, I would like to take one of the ones that's hanging over Mary, where I saw her enter. Like as I see her entering, I would like to make my way over and drop it on her head.
Are you gonna like dunk it, or are you gonna just like drop
Oh,
it?
No, I'm like throwing it down
throwing
on
it?
her
Okay.
head.
You're gonna keep,
I
you're
would
gonna
like
such a-
what I would
Kong?
like to
Yeah.
do is use my strength and brawl and like
for it.
basically
Eat.
I would like to haymaker this sucker down on her head, like take it and just wham.
That was
is
such
my
a different
goal.
direction. I was like, oh, she's gonna blind her. Oh no, wait. Oh, never
Yeah, I
mind.
Yeah.
totally thought it was
I didn't know
blind.
blind.
Sorry, I was too happy about that. I apologize.
Pulling a Dobby. Right?
Okay, first we're gonna see if you succeed. So go ahead and do your strength
5.
and brawl, like you said. So 5 successes.
5
Okay.
successes.
Yeah, that's good. So roll 2 more because the weight and the speed or the height amplifying.
2
the
more
damage.
successes.
Okay, Mary is definitely dead as she yeah,
Just like her head gets smooshed and replaced with the light. Like,
exactly, and sort of falls
Oh
over.
my
Yeah.
god.
And okay, so another Second Inquisition member does spot a little bit of Namuri from the distance and tries to open fire from that sort of distance really quick. Do you have rapid reflexes, Namuri?
I do not. But
So-
however, I do have soaring leap. So
Soaring-
could my reaction be to basically jump to the rafters quicker than these bullets could hit me? That is the question.
We're gonna say no. So rapid reflexes allows you to like bullet time bullets essentially. I will let you try to defend yourself by doing dexterity and athletics.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that roll, and how many successes you get negates the sort of damage that's incoming. And if you play Vampire the Masquerade and we're doing combat wrong, I apologize, but like
So that was 2.
2. Okay, so you blocked 2 of them, so you do take 1 superficial damage from this.
So I
And-
would like to basically where she unsheathed her sword again, her reverse blade, and basically like used it to basically like to deflect, but she missed the extra one. She thought she had gotten all of them, but it was that one pesky one that got away.
Perfect. So you do see that although you guys who are elders and doing a great job with your small like group of Marys and Marys and Berries and Larrys and all that kind of stuff are doing great, the witches and the other ones in the auditorium are not, as they're completely surrounded. And you're seeing witches are very vulnerable to bullets. So they're a lot of people are not doing so well in the auditorium here. So one of which is going to aim. Actually, Evie will have you go first, and then you'll get shot up by.
Dope. I guess I'm still running up to the rafters.
We're gonna say you completed it by this time. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Then I would like to, I guess, just kind of peer around. If I see somebody that I know within my coven that's in trouble, I want to use blind to kind of help that sort of random person out. I will be blinding them.
So with your magical girl wand, you're gonna twirl it around and then do blind, and then so go ahead and roll for it.
That's what is I mean, I know what BS is to me, but what's it on your
blood
sheet?
sorcery. So
got it.
Yeah. So whatever points are in blood sorcery.
All right. 2, 5. Okay. I got 3 successes.
3 successes. Okay, perfect. So you're gonna blind them for about we're gonna say 9 minutes as you point to one of the soldiers who's aiming straight for Sandra as she's like trying to defend herself left, right, center, and Ash is also by her side trying to save as many members of their coven as possible. When suddenly that member who's aiming straight for them goes blind and like misfires and freaks out over their eyes and everything like that. So one of the other members right next to him does it's a tee as you do hard fingers. So one of the other members right next to them does spot you, and your laser pointer goes straight towards you and opens fires. Do you have rapid reflexes? I don't know if you do. I know Ash did. Okay. So you are a human, so you're not gonna get any sort of like reaction towards like trying to defend yourself.
May I use rapid reflexes to put myself in front of the bullets?
If you'd like to, yeah. So go ahead and do dexterity and athletics to see if you can. Yeah.
I would think the moment that like she saw that, she just instinctively would try really hard with 2 successes.
Okay. So you take a couple of them, which are just bruises to you. So you take 2 points of superficial damage. But one of them does go and strike Evie in, we're gonna say, the arm, and it's gonna do 1 aggravated damage to you. So put an X, above or like whatever your health is. You have 1 X for a health point. If it fills up, you are dead. So yeah, and yeah. Anyways. After that, you guys are standing next to each other, probably like, maybe Susie's on top of you as she like knocked you to the ground to sort of protect you as more bullets are like flying and ricocheting off at different places. And you guys start feeling a bit hopeless as you can hear the sounds of more soldiers coming in from that same exit area and through the auditorium more, and you're being overwhelmed and overrun at this point. What would you guys like to do or say as you witness Susie take 2 bullets for you?
I'll look down at my bullet hole in my arm. Maybe you were right. Maybe there are other things that need to be taken more seriously than competition.
I should have honestly. I should have respected you a little bit more and understood. I didn't mean to like blow you off all those times when you were working on stuff. I couldn't get out of bed and I couldn't get out of the house and I hadn't like showered in days and I didn't know how to tell you guys and I kind of didn't want to get out of bed. Like, I didn't want to tell you because you would have made me. I'm sorry.
So we're gonna pause there, and going downstairs to Stormbringer. Carrie has approached you, with a shotgun. What would you like to do, Carrie?
Well, since I don't have pig's blood to dump on her, reference, right?
Use the blood of Jerry.
So I still have my lethal body, so I'm going to try and punch her in the face.
Okay, perfect.
So probably strength and melee.
Yep, that is correct.
Okay.
As she yells to you, like, not the face, I just got my braces removed.
And I'm gonna bust out her teeth. Maybe 1, 2. I got 3 successes.
3? Okay. So due to the body armor, she's going to take 1 of those damages. Now, remember, you have your free reroll, and you can spend a willpower to reroll 3 if you'd like to.
Yeah, let me do that. Let me reroll
You're
these.
trying to kill Mary, Jerry, Larry, Barry, Fairy.
Oh, one was a critical. One was a
Okay,
one
so that counts as
0. Sorry.
That counts as 2?
Yeah.
So
I had 4. But
okay, so 4. So that's 2 points. So 1 health left. Yeah.
Okay, so I can reroll though for the other ones.
Correct. Yep.
I got one more success.
Perfect. You knock or describe to me what you do to Carrie.
I'm going to beat her face in.
You're gonna catch these.
I'm gonna take her gun.
You take her gun.
Yeah.
Perfect. So you do take her gun, and it was a shotgun, and you have it now. And now we're gonna go back up to the RP scene as you hear the sounds of people fighting below you. Evie and Susie.
I guess I sort of always knew that, but it just seemed that you were so talented, and I wanted it so bad for you. I mean, I had to do fucking dark magic just to compete with you, but I guess I realized there were other things going on and just sort of deflected to this.
Sorry it happened. Because I really cared about you. And I kind of miss my best friend.
I miss you too. I mean, I should have been there, and I'm sorry too.
So at this moment, Layla, you notice your arch nemesis, Stan Heavensong, is there with his pompadour as he he combs it a little bit. And he goes like, Layla Tottenham, and then he goes like, how does steel or silver taste? As he is ready to like throw some steel or silver tipped daggers your way. What would you like to respond with and do?
I see my rival, and this legit infuriates me, and it's time to go full bore. So, do I need to do I need to do anything to transform? Because I'm about to
Nope, we're gonna say it just happens. Your clothes tear off, and your face extends into a snout, and you turn like twice your size, and you many of you have not seen a werewolf in full person, but it's terrifying, both abnormally and just like physically.
He's about to throw daggers at me of silver. I'm about to throw myself at him and rip his fucking face off.
Okay, perfect. So you gallop towards him, rush, and then go ahead and do your strength or dexterity, and then brawl, whatever you feel is appropriate.
Okay, so that I'm definitely gonna do Dex.
We were
and
playing 2 different games right now.
Brawl.
I'm sorry, I love you. Can we be friends again? And then like
7.
God, it's fucking
Team Tottenham for life.
Okay, so that was 4 successes for that roll, Dex plus Brawl, and I'm
Okay.
fully transformed. So I'm using I'm unarmed, so it's feral weapons, right?
correct. So you get a +2. So you had what 4 successes? You said.
So I had 4 successes, and I have because it was a Dex plus Brawl roll. It's also is it still 2 damage per success?
Correct.
So is that 4 damage per success?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god! So that's and there were 4
Well, actually, no.
successes.
So it'll
Yeah.
be whatever the total is, and then +2 for your.
It's +2,
for your
okay.
feral weapons. Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2 damage per success for Maul because it's Dex's Brawl. So 4 times 2 is 8 damage,
8
and then
damage?
it's
Okay.
plus, and because it's feral weapons, is that an extra 2 for 10 total?
Correct.
Am I doing that
yeah.
right? Okay, so
yeah, you murder Stan. As go ahead and explain how you murder Stan.
before Stan can even get his daggers out, Layla has full transformed, and right as he's transforming, he literally just says, "Enough of this!" and full transforms, rushes him, and as the talons are out, as Stan's about to wind up and throw those daggers, the talons are already in his face, and in a fit of rage, Layla just rips open his head like half in half and just splits it full wide, tearing the head in half all the way down to the neck. So you see the 2 halves of Stan's head just flopping there, and literally, right after he's torn it, Layla just throws the body back and just is like bloodthirst, like
Tarantino blood spews everywhere, and yet his pompadour still looks immaculate. What'll happen though is one of the daggers does kind of like go through. We're gonna say
Okay.
say happens as you take 3 aggravated damage from this attack, as he like either just shanks you with a silver dagger into your side or whatever, but it was able to like penetrate before he dies. Stan is, my NPCs are not doing well, so we're gonna go over back to the RP to Evie and Susie as you guys are mending your friendship while chaos and blood are everywhere.
I can stop laughing because of the hard eyes that I just keep. It's only during the gory moments. Okay, we're back. She's not actually laughing. If we're probably gonna die here, obviously, or maybe not. Holy shit! He just ripped his face open.
Yeah, he's a werewolf now.
As
Yeah.
some blood splatters on your guys' faces.
Oh, he didn't. He had McDonald's. I don't know if we can be friends again, but I think you probably should have won today.
No way. You were amazing. And your costume was way better. Clearly, mine's ripped. Didn't even survive the performance.
Yeah, but if it had, like, we probably could have made a better team than we.
For sure. It's like Usagi says. I'm not always fighting for love and justice. I was fighting for my friends and loved ones. And we need to do that.
So we'll pause there as we go down to Nimuri, who is proud, as you'll probably hear that quote being thrown around.
And
so
for some reason, I hear this, and there was a slight blood tear that drops down to Marie's
of pride, yeah.
of pride.
For you, there are two soldiers that have gone like up the stage steps. And both of them have like automatic rifles that are pointed at you. Now you have the advantage because you're in an elevated position on this like stage level, and then they are down below in the auditorium. But they do notice you and are trying to point their weapons.
In that moment, what Nomuri would like to do is do a soaring leap.
Mhm.
And basically when she is within range, so basically you just see where she crouches down and then she's leaping, but she has that same stance again where she's like basically just full batosai, and she basically unsheathes her sword while she's in the air, and she's basically going to do like a motion where she's able to like basically slice both with a quick motion. So it's basically hopefully going to hit both of them as she
Okay.
lands down with the sword behind her. It's total superhero landing.
Go for it. Go ahead and do your dexterity or strength, and then your melee.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, perfect.
For this one, you're going to need 6 successes in order to kill both of them outright.
Okay. Okay. So I'm going to re-roll 1.
Sure.
Perfect. Okay, so that's I use after using that re-roll, I have 7 successes.
7? Yeah. You're able to murder both of them as you go to describe it.
So basically, yeah, so you would have seen where she does this really beautiful leap into the air. She reaches for her sword and she literally looks like the live action movie once again. And when she unsheathes it, basically just slicing through the torso of one and then slicing across to basically break the other's neck. So
It's
yeah.
essentially like a glorified paper cut, but a giant paper cut.
Yeah,
as
and
it's,
she
like,
lands,
super-
and then the sword is basically just behind her, and she's in that crouched position like a samurai.
Perfect. As blood splatters everywhere and the neck breaks and everything, and then they fall to the ground sort of dead. One of them is going to try to shoot at you, not the ones that you killed, but one of them in the background. Do you have rapid reflexes? I think I already
I
asked
do
that.
not. No.
Okay. Then
What is it? Dexterity for me?
dexterity, athletics. Yeah.
Athletics. Okay.
So go ahead and roll that. You're gonna need, they did 2 damage, so you need to get 2 or more in order to negate it.
Wait, so you said two successes in order to make
negate
it?
it. Yeah.
I actually have 1 crit and a regular success, so that's 3.
Perfect. So again, you're able to deflect the bullets with your katana. That it's that strong of a cosplay prop. There's a point where you can use it to deflect bullets.
It's become real at this point. It is
Exactly.
It's now the real reverse blade sword.
And if you want to, you can always use your nails to like peel off the steel. That way, it can actually be sharpened if you wanted to. So, going back up to Evie and Susie, this would be your kind of like you actually have it. Nice. Go for it.
Well, I don't think I really want to like actually die, because I kind of just stopped recently sucking at quote unquote living, so we really got to figure out a way, and you really got to do something about that arm. And Susie's going to just like take a piece of the billowy white shirt that's left and wrap the arm and like just kind of try to tie it a little tight in this moment. And I'm looking around to see if I see any flippin' exits.
So you're going to do intelligence and medicine to try to staunch the bleeding.
Okay. And then the question is it still daytime?
Yes, it's going to be about like 2 p.m. Or so. Yeah.
I mean, poopies.
Please.
No, that is 3 successes.
Perfect. You're able to assist as you like maybe tear off a piece of your cosplay to like staunch the flow and like make it hold for a little bit as you look over and can see the chaos and the carnage of the battle before you, as certain these second Inquisition members are outfitted to handle all sorts of types of supernatural threats. So when they encounter werewolves, they use silver bullets. When they encounter vampires, they swap to crossbows with like wooden stakes, like that are used to pour them essentially. And then for witches, they just use bullets. They just turn the gun to the side and then fire. And then yeah, so things look hopeless right now, and you're unsure of what's going to happen next. You have to, yeah.
It's weird that if this is the end, that it seems oddly fitting that we should be together at a con.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think there was any other way we were probably going to ever go out, and it was definitely going to be at Phoenix Comic-Con. So,
For sure.
You can definitely hear the sounds of bullets ricocheting and firing on your location, as people can definitely see you as you're just like ducking down. Thankfully, though.
Well, no, I was going to say, can I grab Evie and like find a table?
Yeah, so you're in the rafters right now, so you'll have to descend. So if you want to pick her up and fireman carry her and then drop down, you can try
Using
to do that.
my blinky blink blink blink.
Sure,
blink,
that's fine.
Blink. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm just trying to be like, we need to not be sitting ducks. So in that moment, Susie's just kind of like mentally like, I'm not gonna die up here, that's gonna suck. I really don't want to die at all. And I think at this point she's kind of accepted like maybe she's gonna go out, but she doesn't want Evie to have to go out, so she's just like trying to find a place. So like books it to like a sideways table, like where there's a wall in the table, and like just ducks down, ragdolling Evie. Like,
Sure, go ahead and do your dexterity, and we're gonna say either celerity or athletics for your blink.
okay, so let's do that one. That's cool. That's 4 successes.
Perfect. That's enough. As you're able to, it was normally 2, and then with Evie's weight, it's 3. So you end up carrying her over your shoulder, fireman carrier, parkour off the wall, and get down to the ground and flip over a table and hide behind it. As Stormbringer and everyone else can see you, and they understand they have to like essentially protect you guys because you guys are the most vulnerable here, as they're covered in like blood and gore, as bodies are piling at their feet and all that kind of stuff. So you do thankfully hear the sound of screaming from the other end, as the curtain is already open enough and it's riddled with bullets to be able to see through it. As you can see, there are various Anarchy members that are coming through that Stormbringer can clearly see. One of which is a very infamous or famous vampire by the name of Uhuru, who stands tall and proud and very strong, as Stormbringer knows this is like the leader of the Anarchy sort of movement, as he just like tears humans apart, as like just rips one of their limbs straight out of their body and like just yells for like Stormbringer at the top of his lungs, and tries to search for them, as yeah. And then so Stormbringer, would you like to answer the call, or what would you like to do? Oh, muted.
Sorry, my dog's been scratching at my door, so I muted myself.
You're good, you're good.
I was going to say, yeah, my homie's here. So I guess, yeah, she's going to just kind of wave him over and be like, we're still alive, barely. We're hanging on.
Perfect. So the Anarchy members begin to cut just through this sea of bodies as best as they can, and knocking people around, throwing them against the walls, tearing out their limbs, all that sort of stuff, just like full-blown breaking masquerade left, right, and center in order to accomplish this task. And they do finally get to you guys, and are just kind of like, and at this time in the exit, you see a couple werewolves come by and are like, Layla Tottenham, are you good? Are you all right?
Layla just howls because he might have taken some hits.
Rada.
Rada.
You're saying werewolf.
Yes.
And perfect. So they go like, we'll escort you out of here. Like we don't, we'll leave these vampires and witches to their own devices, and we'll like come with us and we'll get out of here, sort of thing.
Mm. And Layla slowly begins to understand because he's still in that frenzied rage from
Yeah.
transforming. Is their presence enough to help me calm down and get back to myself, or
Yeah, you can clearly communicate as a werewolf,
Okay.
sort of to them. You're not super crazy feral, so you are able to yeah.
Okay, so Layla's just looks at the werewolves and just says, "Get me out of here!
Deuces.
Let's
Yeah.
go." So
Perfect.
yeah,
And they go like, follow us. We got a van. As you can enter daylight. Don't even worry about it at all.
Mhm.
And yeah. So for Evie, a couple witches come over to you and go like, we got to get out of here. Sandra's doing a teleportation spell. You got to get into the circle before we get out of here, as they're very cautious of the vampires and everything. At the same time, Stormbringer, you've got to get Susie and get her out of here.
Yes.
Yeah. So, is there anything you'd like to say to Susie? Because she does not seem like she wants to leave Evie at this moment, as they just sort of rekindle their friendship.
We need to get the hell out of here right now before we all die. I know you guys are having your moment, but time to cut it short.
Susie will just like hug Evie, like even though Evie is never like the warm, affectionate person, Susie's just gonna hug her anyways, kind of like she used to, like just like she always did. Also, don't worry about me though. Like I need go get safe and stuff, but I always kind of sucked at being a human, so maybe this is better. I'm not so bad at this.
You're good at everything. Just call me.
Yeah, be safe. Don't get shot in the face. And it's like,
It's fair advice.
oh, okay. Susie 100% grabs her jacket
Mhm.
and her wig.
I worked hard on these. I'm taking them with me. Perfect.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So you do see Uhuru. He's about 6'4". He's very tall, huge muscles and everything like that. And he goes like, "Are you the one they call like Susie McLeod?" And he goes, "Perfect. Stormbringer's told me a lot about you. It's great to have you, on our side. Let's get out of here." As he motions everyone to like exit, and he looks over to Namiri and is like, "I'm a huge fan. We'll escort you out of here as well to make sure that you like get out of here and survive."
Can I get a cool nickname now that I'm not just, whatever, like honestly being called Susie all the time is kind of lame. I want something like the Highlander, as she's just following and immediately is like talking to him. Just simping.
It's like we'll work on that. We'll see. As you guys end up leaving and separating. So the witches who are alive or wounded, they get into a Sandra's summoning spell as Ash is pouring all of her might and magic into a magical barrier to defend themselves against Second Inquisition. The vampires are slaughtering as many humans as they can with whatever weapons they can do, and the werewolves are bouncing as they're getting into their giant Hummer and leaving Hummer limo and leaving completely, as you guys all go your separate ways. And Susie, you kind of look at Phoenix Comic Con for the last time, and you don't know when you're going to actually be able to come back, as all these sort of mortals are like freaking out and screaming, unsure of what's going on. Granted, an armed gunman coming into the convention is not new, but so it's not the first time. So and yeah, you kind of like know that you're leaving your this life behind you. What do you feel like Susie's feeling right now?
Susie, like 100%, like there is like the little welling and like she keeps kind of wiping, so there's like a smudge of like pinky red right here because she kind of keeps just like wiping it off. But like I think it's like there's a really big part of her that's like super sad, but there's a bigger part currently that's like relieved to like just sever all ties with who she was like as a person in a lot of ways. Because like she said, like she is growing, and like it's not just because she's a vampire. There's a lot of confidence and everything else that came with all of this, but it's 100% that she finally gets the fresh start that not everybody gets, and she wants to make use of her talents and like really take a hold of the opportunity to become somebody she likes.
Okay, perfect. So, one last thing happens as Uhuru and Stormbringer and everyone is like racing over to escort everyone out because you guys are all vampires. They're escorting everyone out. Now, one of the people that were in that group was the Baron, who's like shocked and surprised by you being with these anarchy members, and he kind of like freaks out a little bit as Uhuru kind of tells him like, all of you Camarilla people need to find your own way out. We're gonna go our separate ways, because you're also kindred, and we believe, in equality. We care about you guys and everything like that. We're not just gonna leave you to die by the Second Inquisition, but from here on out, you're gonna have to take care of your own and stuff. And the Baron gives a deep, long look at you and goes like, Susie, is this really what you've like are choosing to be a part of the anarchy?
I mean, waiting in lines really sucks. And I don't think anybody has the right to tell anyone how they should live their life or what they do in private or keep them from being happy just because that's not the way things have been.
So he looks to you, and he looks back at some of the other Camarilla people that are there. And Nimuru, do you choose to go with Camarilla or Anarchy? Who do you choose to be escorted out by?
I'm gonna head in I guess in that if they're going down into the sewers, I'm definitely going
With them, so like in that direction?
like
Okay.
basically in that direction. Like I think that the Camarilla, because of the fact that Namuri is older, they already know Namuri is like Switzerland. So
Yeah.
she basically is just like, I'm
gonna
just trying to
live.
leave.
Yeah.
I have a stream in like 2 hours. I have to go.
Perfect. So the Baron looks back and sees the other Camarilla people and leans forward a little bit in a hushed tone because he knows you guys have to separate like immediately after this. And he goes like, well, because of the solid that you gave me before, I'm going to give you 24 hours. But hear me, Susie, that if you ever come back to Phoenix, there is going to be a blood hunt for you and anyone who associates with the Anarchy members. So it's going to be open game on you. So just don't come back here. And
Susie's just gonna, I understand. We'll always have Home Depot. And she just goes to the sewers.
The sewers. And you like,
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
She kind of winks as she goes, kind of like, I think she's like at that point, she's kind of embracing this, like, I'm kind of a badass, y'all. Like, she's not, but she's kind of like, ooh. So she just kind of like gives them the wink and just goes and is like, well, here we go.
Perfect. So with that will end this like chronicle of Phoenix by Night, as Susie McLeod has gone from being a bitter, confused, aimless, young adult to being a vampire who has joined an anarchy movement and has fulfilled her end of the contract by completing the cosplay masquerade, and now is full blown under the guidance of Stormbringer for whatever may entail. So I want to thank you guys for like performing in this. I really appreciate you guys, and like hopefully it was fun and like
it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Great times.
Fun.
Cue Susie crying.
I know, right? Season 2.
Season 2.
Exactly, yeah. So there will be a season 2 of Phoenix by Night. I'm still casting for it. I'm still writing it and everything. It'll probably be like later this year, and more details will come for that. But thank you for everyone who participated in season 1 of Phoenix by Night. There were a huge like list of people, and I'll do a proper like thank you post in a little bit and everything. But for right now, let's go around the room so you guys can tell everyone who you are, where they can find you, and what you're gonna be up to next. Starting with our main actress, Taryn Hackett.
Alrighty, you guys. Taren Hackett, also known as Val Rook across the Instagram and other socials, which I will get better at using, I promise. I am a TTRPG streamer, performer, general creative human, and a dice maker for Umbral Oculus Dice. And if you want to follow specifically my dice ventures, that's UO_dice on Instagram. I do have a Ko-fi and a dice subscription service thing that if you look on my Instagram, there's some details, or you can also look on my Ko-fi and there are details where you can donate small amounts monthly and get a full set of dice or even just d20s every so often, because artisan dice are a little expensive, and I want to make it so everybody can have them if they want them, because that's who I am. You can catch me tomorrow on Casual Campbell's channel playing a cat mutant with a Scottish accent for Forge of Fate, a steampunk TTRPG called Volcania. Then on Monday, you can catch me over on the initiative order for Vault, our Fallout TTRPG. And again, starting in August over on DM Screenings channel, we will be beginning our Dungeons and Dragons campaign over there. So pay attention to all of the socials. We've got some amazing people and amazing things going on. Myself, I also have a beautiful dark and spoopy show starting up very soon over on the initiative order, and more details will be coming out very shortly on that one. And that's me for now, you guys. This has been so much fun, and I have loved it, and I've loved Susie, and I love Vampire the Masquerade.
Yeah.
Also,
yes.
yay.
Yeah, Coral did win the giveaway. Queer Venture Time. Definitely message Valrook in Discord, and then she'll be able to get you the dice. And yeah, so going over to the King of West Virginia, played a masterfully beautiful young adult female cosplayer, Sailor Moon, all that kind of stuff. Ronan Fox.
Hey guys, Ronan Fox. You can find me at Ronan Fox on Twitter and Instagram. TTRPG performer that showcased incredible range tonight. And Twitch streamer, so I stream D&D content coming up, so we'll be making adventures and world building and all that sort of stuff with the community, so that's what I'll be doing. And I got a couple upcoming games, the ones that Taryn just mentioned I'm also a part of in some way or another.
Yeah. And then our fighting game champion, the good-looking, sultry-voiced Duralath.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Andrew J. Landy, aka Duralath here. Again, you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Andrew J. Landy, or for more fighting game content, focused mainly on 3S, Third Strike, Twitter at Duralath, and of course my Twitch channel at Duralath. I actually just got some news. Can't really say it right now, so it's kind of like I can't really say what it is, but I will say that my foray into the VTM world is going to continue with something that's going to get announced. So yeah, obviously I can't say it now, which is kind of like, really, dude, you're going to announce that? You say it now, but let's just say this has been a wonderful foray for me into the VTM world. Thank you again to everybody here. Thank you, D'Angelo, for bringing me in on this, and can't wait to do more. I will be hopefully able to announce what's happening real soon. But other than that, find me on my Twitch channel and find me on the socials. Would love to talk with all of you and get to know each of you even more and continue to make more connections. And above all, just create more positivity in this world.
Yeah. And then the Princess of Utah, Utahime.
Hi guys, I'm Utahime. You can find me at Utahime Cosplay on Facebook, Instagram, here on Twitch, and Brianna DeCosta on Twitter. As my name suggests, I am a cosplayer. I'm a streamer, gamer, and D&D and TTRPG performer. Again, thank you so much for having me. I love VTM, so getting to play and then playing with friends is the best. So I am very grateful to be able to have been a part of this, especially the finale, which was so much fun. And you can catch me tomorrow also on Volcania, the Steampunk TTRPG on Casual Campbell's channel at 4 p.m. Pacific time. Mondays, of course, you can catch me as Ash, Super Mutant Barbarian on Vault, the Fallout TTRPG, and that's Mondays at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. I think I said 6 p.m. earlier, and it's 6:30 technically. And then Thursdays, you can catch me on the In Crowd and Lady Death Squad, and that's at 6 p.m. Pacific time on Thursdays. And every other Sunday, you can catch me on the Initiative Order again for Evermore Tales. The story continues, the Samurai and the Dragon. So definitely check it. It's been a fun journey. Really beautiful story. And stay tuned for more announcements to come.
Yeah. And then TikTok's famous Chesh Smiles.
Okay, I'm not TikTok famous, but thanks anyways. Yes, yeah, I spend most of my time on TikTok nowadays. You can find me at Chesh Miles. I do also have Instagram and a Facebook page, but TikTok's where it's at right now. I don't have as much projects going on because I'm finishing school this upcoming semester. So yeah, and anyways, it was great playing with you guys. This is my first time playing Vampire the Masquerade, and I really liked it. So
Yeah, that's so good. I'm so glad that everyone had a good time, and like I was so nervous for this.
same.
My name is right? Yeah. My name is Angel Murillo, and I put together Phoenix by Night. I put together a lot of projects and like to help the community with diversity, inclusion, and getting performers paid. Tomorrow will be the 4th episode, I believe, of Homies Helping Homies, an event like it's Dungeons and Dragons, but you can tip to influence the storyline, to change how things go. You can change the accents, the theme, all this sort of stuff. It's really, really cool. And the cast gets a cut of all the tips raised. And then on Wednesday night, I'm going to have the Wounded Warrior Project donation drive to try to raise $500. It's essentially my birthday stream, so I'm trying my best to help out, and that's my real birthday present that I really want to do, is just to spend my 31st birthday helping those like in need, and for an organization that I love and is near and dear to my heart. On 7:31 will be the Latinx in Gaming Muscular Dystrophy Association D&D charity stream as well, trying to raise money for those who suffer from muscular dystrophy. And that should be like, I think, on the front page of Twitch, and it'll be like a really cool storyline and all this stuff happening, and essentially drowning in projects and trying to keep my head above water. So but I'm really glad that I did this, because it's like it was a lot of fun. So I want to thank everyone for donating tonight, to Lizzie, to Jason Carl, who like blew our minds by coming by and everything. And yeah, so thank you again so much, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you all later. Bye.
Bye, guys.